Hello there. Yes, the mic is on today. At least we got that right. Hey, hello there. Welcome to another stream. Today, we are bringing Magazine Monday to a live stream. We've got some fun things to do from yesterday's magazine. And yes, it's the brand new Lego Star Wars one. We'll be taking a look at those mini figures, multiple. Hello there, Tinks. But before we do it, YouTube has failed once again to alert me of some brand new members. So not today. And not on tomorrow's stream. Tomorrow we've got a member stream. We're playing through Guardians of the Galaxy and we're almost done. Apparently, we've got like 2, maybe 3 streams left of that before we go on to Bionicle. So I'm looking forward for that. But we've got some new members. So shout out to Gonk Rex. And Gonk Rex is a returning member on the second board at the minute. And to our Windows 7232, you will have your tile on the draw as of Saturday's stream. We'll do it at the start of that stream, and I'll add that into a video as well, in case you miss it. And it does say there is one other... Oh, no, that's one that's already on the side. Wait, who is that? That would be right in the middle of... Oh... That's interesting. Well, fair enough. Today we're going to be painting as well. We might be building. There are a few things that I want to build. But what was going on with this stream? What was up? It was here, then it wasn't. Yesterday we had to, no, Tuesday we had to upload 2 streams, didn't we? This was the second stream and then it scheduled it for Tuesday. So at least we've got it up and running now. No new Lego news since then. It's been a slow time for Lego, which isn't a bad thing. I actually like it quite a bit, but there's no denying, it's been a slow time for Lego. Playing hide and seek, the stream and the members, both. Both of them. I got some new tweezers yesterday, and they're really good. They're really, really good. So I've been using them to remove supports off like 3D prints. They're proper, and that's what I'm doing at the minute. I decided that I am going to get ahead a little bit with the Boba Fett builds because you never know when another heat wave might strike. So don't mind me just picking out some supports for a future Boba brick. Oh, sneak peek on the live stream. Always give a little something more to those of you that are watching live. But now that that's done, let's have a little look at the poly bags that came in this magazine. For those of you that don't know and might not be the biggest Star Wars fans, speaking of biggest Star Wars fans, hello there, Bevel. Welcome. Welcome. The latest magazine was this one with a 327th Clone Trooper and a bonus set. So if you don't get the magazine, then you're probably in America. Sorry about that, but you can pick it up. There are various resellers. At the bottom of the magazine, it tells you every single combination of poly bag you can get in the magazine. I think that's pretty cool. I like to know what I'm getting, and I already saw the magazine that I picked up. So the first store we went into, we didn't pick up a Star Wars magazine. We picked up another one, and the first store had a Stormtrooper. And I'd also seen another one somewhere. I don't remember. I don't remember what the other one was. But the poly bags you could get in this magazine were the Praetorian Guard. The Clone Trooper comes in every single magazine. Qui-Gon Jinn, the Stormtrooper that I saw, the Y-Wing build, the one that we turned into the A-Wing. You could also get Jango Fett Starship from January/December. Where am I? The Marauder, the Imperial Commando, and Warning Choking Hazard. That's not a poly bag. That's different. They're the ones you could get. So the minifigures, the army buildable minifigures, you're looking at, I wouldn't say the Praetorian Guard. I'd whack Qui-Gon in there. Qui-Gon's an army buildable minifigure because Qui-Gon's in Jedi robes. You can army build Jedi just like you can Clone Troopers. Qui-Gon, Stormtrooper, and the Imperial Commando. So I got the 327th Starcore minifigure, of course, had to be done. This gives us a bonus one. So today, we'll do it in a minute. We'll wait for a few other people to pile in. I'm going to be turning this minifigure into Bly, into Commander Captain Commander, no, Captain Bakara, Commander Bakara, Captain Bligh. I'm going to be turning this guy into Captain Bligh. So here's a little before. And I do have all these figures. Oh, look, this guy's still got a sword in from a nice demonstration I did with a golden sword about how it looks like it's sheathed even without the sheath or the katana holder or the sword holder. It's a really nice element. If you haven't checked out the last Magazine Monday, go do it after this stream. And yeah, it's a really good element. The Clone Troopers need some more accessories. And then, alongside this minifigure, Commander Bligh. Is it Commander Bligh? That's what I thought. So it's because Commander Bligh and Captain Bakara, they're different. Or am I confusing that with Neo? Is it Captain Neo? One of them's a captain. Rex is a captain, but one of the other ones is a captain. Rex is a captain. Cody's a commander. Bakara and Bligh are both commanders. That sounds right. That rolls off the tongue. And then it must be Captain Neo. Love to get an updated version. And alongside the 327th Trooper, I got another 327th Trooper. This is not a combination you're meant to be able to pick up. And it's not entirely because I also got a Imperial Commando. Commander Neo? They're all commanders, aren't they? And alongside the Imperial Commando, I got another Imperial Commando. I got 4 poly bags with the Lego Star Wars magazine this month. Kind of. Captain Tuck. Oh, Tuck is Bad Batch. The Till one, right? That's Tuck. Yeah, so I didn't just get the 1 magazine. I did get 2 magazines. Morrison's in the UK, shout out to them. They have 2 for a tenner, which this magazine is £8. This is an £8 magazine. The magazine we picked up before having a little look in Morrison's, we could have picked up on the 2 for £10, but we didn't want 2 of those. They didn't have the Technic one. It was between Star Wars, City, Minecraft. We almost picked up the Magma Cube Minecraft because that was a special mag, and maybe a few Ninjago. I think they were both Ninjago ones as well from this month. So for an extra £2, you know, might as well pick up a second one of these. Very handy for the £8 and up mags. For the £5.50, 2 for £10 isn't as appealing. But yeah, 4 poly bags with the 1 magazine gives us another bonus trooper and 2 more commandos. So I've now got 4 commandos. I do want to paint those up as well. I think it would be cool if we could turn one of these guys into the commando from Rebels. I know the helmet is a little different and there's no helmet holes in this, which sucks because I think the Rebels Mandos have the double viewfinder or like the double sticky up bit, the double horn, something like that. But oh, good old YouTube translate on that. Gotta love it. So before we get into painting the 327th into Bligh, let's get these poly bags out of here. That was just to prove that I did get them with the magazine and didn't just grab these from my collection. We've still got all 4 of the 327th. There's 1, and the other 2 are just below. We'll also take a little look at them. But first, let's not reveal that too soon. There's the magazine. Oh yeah, I forgot we moved ourselves down. That's quite handy for today because I want to show you a little something from one of the comics. I'm not going to run through them. In fact, you're only getting the first page. But I love the Lego Star Wars comics. I might show you another page. I might be tempted to show you another page. But this first page is one of like 3 pages that introduces an old Lego piece. And is it a single or a double? It's a double. It's a double, and Morrison's 2 for £10, not a sponsor. I got the Imperial Commando with mine and doubled up. 2 for a tenner, because in the UK it's £8, which is, you know, £8 for one, £2 for the second. That is 75% off. Buy one, get one, 75% off. Awesome. Hello there, Moonshoes. Hello there, Pownet. Hello there. And we've got Corellian Hounds. That's what I saw in this. I saw the Corellian Hounds, and thought I just had to. Well, first off, I wanted to 3D print them, and it turns out on the entire internet, which is massive, you know, Lego Star Wars takes up a decent chunk. If it was that Reddit screen where everyone gets to change the color of a pixel, Lego Star Wars would have a pixel on that. Maybe Lego would have a pixel on that, because it does take up a lot of the internet. Just everyone talking about Lego and Lego coming out, Lego touching so many fan bases. The Corellian Hounds, though, on white. Droids, troopers, and snakes. Oh my, that is 3PO right there. That is 3PO recounting this for sure. Especially with how like chaotic R2 and Luke are. That is a 3PO re-encounter. But yeah, a 3D print doesn't exist of these, a scan. So I thought that I would just misplace mine in a pile of other figures. Here we go. So I thought we'd just, you know, like paint up the I don't know how much the Corellian Hound is, but it's worth too much to be painting. We're not painting the official Lego one. Instead, earlier today, I got a scan of this guy, and yeah, made a really accurate dupe. Let me show you on the main cam so that you can see this, because if this was in Lego's white, the 3D printed version is definitely whiter than Lego's. But if that was in Lego's white and had the printing on it, it would be so hard to tell the difference between the two of these. Even in width, I think the legs I might have got a bit too wide, but other than that, this model is, it's so close. It's so close. The details around the legs, the tail on the back, the little bits by the eye on the front as well. I'm so happy with how this model turned out. Even the width of the top, I feel like I smashed that. I don't have the mold mark though on the top. That guess I missed the mold mark. I should have added a mold mark. So with these two, we can paint them up. We can get them looking the right colors, and there are two different ones in the magazine. One of them's always got their mouth open. One of them's always got their mouth shut. So Luke's a bit, I guess, shaded by the tree maybe. It's like the brightness just got turned down though. So I do have two 3D printed ones with an official one to compare. I think we start off there. I think we go straight into painting these guys, which means we're going to have to find a dark tan color. I've got this. I use this for my tans. Ochre yellow it is. Ochre yellow. I need to get another ochre yellow. I think it's a popular color of yellow. But ochre yellow. It's a nice name. Nice name for a custom. And get some of the whites and blacks, because a little bit of black on ochre yellow. I use a bit of white. Oh, I knocked the plate. I use a bit of white for light tan, so a little bit of black should be dark tan. That is my math mind thinking there. If you add something and it goes one way, you subtract it, it should go the other way. If white makes it lighter, black should make it darker, and it should stick to tan. That's the big going out on a limb. It should stick to tan. That is the game plan. That is the hope. I might keep myself... No, it feels weird to be in the bottom. I might move myself up to the top. There we go. So that I'm looking down at the desk. There is method behind some of this madness, and we've learned from our mistakes. Let's get that cutting board so we're not painting any of the desk mat, any more of the desk mat, we should say. So we're not painting any more of the desk mat. Ochre yellow, and then the eyes are orange. I don't know if you can see it if I hold it up close. Yeah, that's pretty good. The eyes are orange. The teeth are a light tan, and there's some black outlines around the edge, which I've got so good at the black outlines. There's a very fine brush that I've got that works so well. Speaking of brushes, this is the important part, deciding which brush you use. This is the tool for which we'll be creating our masterpiece. And I'll be honest, they're just dark tan all over. There's not a lot of shading that goes into these. So we want like a fluffy one that's firm enough to hold a bit of paint. I think you're quite good. Quite a flat brush, small head as well. I think that's a decent one. It should get in the gaps between the legs so that we can cover it as much as we can. But the little one, or it's going to be one of you two. I feel like you have the smallest head, and that's going to be our fine brush for all the black little details, and probably even like the orange and the tan, because the mouth is black. It makes sense to paint the black on and then wait for that to dry, go over with the tan teeth and get that really in there. But whilst we are painting, there's a few other things in this magazine which I think are on the next page. Yes, on the very next page. Does anyone recognize this ship? I would be very interested to see if anyone recognizes this ship bottom left of the screen, because it's not one that's been around for quite some time. I even think I remember the name of it, you know. Let's get a brick out. I think it's called this. Smashed it. Okay, I missed Cruiser. There's a hint. It's got Cruiser in the name. Came out 2013. Lego Star Wars ship from 2013. Back when Lego were doing a lot more than just original trilogy, Mando, and the occasional Clone Wars. So many other themes for Star Wars. All right, we are running out of paint in these ones. Although I say that and watch it just spurt out. It's going to be a lot in the end here. Oh, there you go. Told you it was going to spurt out. We might need a little bit more than that. A little bit more than that. Let's go. Just just like 150 times more than that. 2.5 times the paint. Little bit, you know. We're talking little bits here. A little bit of black, but we need black for the mouth. So, yeah, that's the black from the Boba Fett display. If you missed that stream, that is still up. The VOD is up. You can catch that on demand. Talking about a bit of Boba. Which since then, I actually haven't done anything since Tuesday. The part that was just on the printer and the part that's... Is the part on the printer now? Yep. Okay, you're doing well. That first part almost failed. Had to check that. The first parts I'm doing since Tuesday. Had a little bit of a break. Where did that black paint go? That one? Oh, wow. Just like Lego, you can see it better on the camera than I can in person. Just want to get a little bit here because we don't want to make this too dark. Because if we have to add any white to it, oh, this might already be way too dark. Let's mix up the bottom. Does anyone use a separate brush to mix their paints and then to use them? Because that's what I've started looking at. Comparing it to the lighter tan-ish color here. That is, you know what that is? That's a dark olive green. That doesn't exist in Lego. But if Lego did make that color, it'd be called a dark olive green. Also tissues, tissues. I always fail to get the box of tissues for these painting streams. We cannot afford to keep spilling water and the desk mat soak it up. It's not how the desk mat works. It's not meant to absorb water. It, I guess, no, that's a lie. It is meant to absorb water, right? That's like the point of a desk mat, so that if you spill a drink, the water doesn't then go on your desk. That is the whole point of a desk mat, but it's not meant to absorb water continuously. That it's not. Do we need any white? I suppose for the really light tan, we're going to need some white. So not a lot. Just a little bit. Just a, yep, you know, that's as much as the ochre yellow, isn't it? Oh, bit too much there. Could have dropped a little bit. And then we'll just scoop basically the same amount of black paint, because black darkens a lot quicker than the white will lighten. And this is going great. This is like we just didn't. You know what it needs? You know what it needs? It needs yellow. It needs more yellow. It needs more yellow and a touch of blue maybe to stop it graying. It's the funnest part of painting. You don't catch these in videos, but I will sit there for like half an hour mixing paints just to get them real accurate. Realistically, you could do it in a few minutes if you want it to be real accurate. So a lot. Should have gone with orange as well, because we need that. don't think we need yellow. Yes, so that ship, shall I spoil it? No one's recognized it. I'm sure you would if the back engine was on, because that is half of the Jedi Defender. Half of this ship. Hey, half of this one, which is a Old Republic ship. There you go. You might recognize the box a little bit. The Jedi Defender class cruiser. I forgot cruiser when I searched it. But Luke is exploring like an old Jedi. It's an old Jedi ship. Really funny, the twist at the end. So I'm not going to spoil that, just in case you are planning on picking up the magazine. This has gotten green. 1 second. How has ochre yellow plus black plus white plus yellow gone green? I'd need to add a bit more like red or even like orange. I said orange from the get-go, and I genuinely might need a little bit of orange. If this doesn't work, we might have to abandon this and start again, because I didn't have paint in this. I didn't have any, and if I had, it would have been from Tuesday, which was just black. That's the last time I painted anything. Where has the green come from? Yeah, this is just olive green. This would be great for like a Hulk or eventually a Grogu. This is just, oh, okay, it's going a bit. Oh, wait, it's going a bit tan. No, it's working. A little bit more white. A little bit more white is all we need. We've got this, chat. We've got this. All right. Now that we've got here, I'm going to scoop up the whole of the white. Come on. Give us dark tan. We might not have to mix it all. I think that was a little too light. Let's get a bit more. Yes, this is dark tan, right? That's dark tan. Gotta make sure there's none of the other color on the brush. That's why I mentioned about using a new brush. This brush will have like white and maybe even black still on the underside of it. So that's why I like to at least rinse the brush. Not use a new one, but rinse the brush before I use it to get all of the older paint off. Yeah, the aim of the comic is Luke is on a mission finding a holocron that belonged to an old Jedi. So this is probably post episode 6. He's got the final duel costume on, and he stumbles across a Jedi Defender class cruiser, which isn't the funniest part. The funniest part of that is that I was watching Young Jedi Adventures. I love Young Jedi Adventures. I'd love a Young Jedi Adventures, but clones rather than Jedi. Clones during the Clone Wars. I think that style of show would be a hit instantly. So hopefully we get that. And the fighting style as well. The way that Young Jedi have like the fighting with lightsabers and blasters. Because even though the kids don't have real lightsabers or blasters, they're just the training sabers, which, you know, would leave you with a little burn, not cause any major damage. They deal with the real weapons really well. Same with some of the other kids in it as well. They have like kiddie versions of the weapons, but then you get the masters with the real sabers, and I think they even use the real weapons a few times. The kids are meant to, and there's some sort of lesson tied in. Which, all right, I've been watching a lot of Young Jedi Adventures in the last 2 days. I've binged the entire season 2, all 23 episodes, and I'm halfway through season 3 as well. But season 3 feels a bit more... You know when Doctor Who switched writers, some of you will, and it felt like they were sort of over-explaining the stories, or the lessons, actually. It's the lessons of the stories and what comes out of it. That's what it felt like for Young Jedi Adventures. It felt like they were over-explaining the stories. But the reason I bring it up is the Jedi Defender class cruiser, top right of your screen, is the ship that showed up when they were looking for, I think it was it the episode about the old scroll? Was that end of season 2 or start of season 3? I think it was end of season 2 based on how season 3's going. And then that, so that's an Old Republic ship that showed up in Young Jedi Adventures We also see on Naboo when Qui-Gon, Kenobi, and Jar Jar are in the Tri-Bubble Bongo, and they're escaping one of the creatures on the underwater plains. They go through the shortcut, and there's that big sea monster. That big sea monster, that's in Young Jedi Adventures as well, which was fun to see. Oh, look at that. Little dot that we saved from the map, barely showing up on camera. Save, though. Awesome. I'm going to put it down. And then, is this how people try to paint miniatures? Like, little pair of tweezers, right? It's the only way I think you can go about painting them. Give them a base coat, because you'll notice with 3D prints, I never give a proper base coat. I never give a like an undercoat for them, because I found the acrylic paint sticks really well without need of one, especially on smaller things. I suppose if you've got a bigger, flatter surface, maybe on some of the tiles of Boba Fett, we'll have to rough it up beforehand. But on these guys, you just give the single coat. You can also clear coat on top. And then if you paint the details on top of the paint, it sticks a lot better than trying to paint little things on top. Maybe if you just go in straight for the little details. Kind of like if we were doing Boba Fett figure scout, you'd have to give some sort of undercoat for that paint to truly hold and stand the test of time. All right, that's the first one. How are your side of the heads? I think we took our time long enough that it was all right. Can't paint this one. This one is the Lego one. Let's not, please. Don't lose that one. We can't manage it. So it's called the Old Republic. He's showing up in Young Jedi Adventures. And I suppose the Corellian Hounds. This is Solo stuff. And then we've got the Phantom Menace, Naboo creature. We also have, I thought at one point well, no, it did actually. In season 1, I think the finale was on the Halcyon, the Star Cruiser. I thought it showed up season 2. It wasn't. They said amazing or something. In one of the scenes, they walk into a factory, and I expected that ship to be in for repairs or returns, which would have been really funny because Disney shut that down fairly quickly and it didn't really take off. I think it was too expensive, and the people Disney wanted, like the people the Halcyon was for, weren't for, the adults with lots of money. It was for the kids that don't have enough money for Galaxy's Edge. So come to our hotel where you can pay however much more than, it didn't make sense. So they pulled that. But Young Jedi has touched all these corners of Star Wars and still feels Star Wars, despite the fact that it's like a kid's film and a kid's series. And it definitely is easier to understand from the child's perspective, because there are some things that pop up and I can see it's a bit like Ninjago. Like adults are going to sit there and go, well, that doesn't make sense. Wait, how have they done that? A second ago, they were just trying to, imprison them. Now they've teamed up and they're united against this common enemy. Like, it's hard to get your head around, but it's an amazing show. They tour the galaxy. I like season 3 more for that. Season 3 has been Naboo, has been, what other planets have we seen? So many. We've seen an icy planet. I was hoping that'd be Ilum based on the thumbnail. It wasn't. We need to see these younglings go somewhere, because I think Rebels kind of, I'd say Rebels lived out its show. No, it didn't. Rebels got cancelled, didn't it? It stopped. Rebels couldn't go on. Like Ninjago could. Ninjago pushed on. Ninjago pushed through. It got more and more series. And now it's got a spin-off. Rebels got stopped. Resistance got stopped. Because Resistance, I don't feel like could have gone many other places. It'd be cool for Kaz, or no, not Kaz. Niku. I want Niku to show up. The fact that Niku weren't in the sequels at all, or that. Even at a desk, they should have added cameos of the characters. But they didn't. They didn't. But Ahsoka is a continuation of Rebels. We've seen that in the Ahsoka Season 2 trailer. It is Rebels Part 2? If you could say that for something that has many seasons on both ends. And Young Jedi Adventures, when they do get around to wrapping it up, and I do hope they get around to wrapping it up, it's good enough to see an ending, that they then spin it into another era. Maybe. See, so this is High Republic. Young Jedi Adventures is High Republic. It's still going strong outside the books and the comics. But on some of the ships in it are really good. But I don't think they could do the same of an Old Republic show. Like, that wouldn't work because it's already been done for High Republic, which is so close, so similar for the stories being told. And a lot of them go back to Old Republic. There's been a few talks about Old Republic in season 3 so far, and end of 2. I do want to see a clone. I can't even like push it to Rebellion. No, that's not a time where kids should be doing anything. And if it is, it's more Skeleton Crew. You know, sequel trilogy got Skeleton Crew. We need a kid-style show where clone troopers. Oh, they could do stormtroopers like wiping out the remaining droids. It wouldn't go as well as clone troopers. I'd love to see a kid show, and I wouldn't mind seeing post Bad Batch a clone show, right? Following clones, but there's no Clone Wars is brutal. Clone Wars is brutal, and it's a load of like death and delimbing and dismemberment of arms and stuff. I wouldn't mind seeing a show that is clones running around and like blowing up things rather than people. So blowing up things, and just like the comics, you see. Let me skip ahead a little bit in the comics. So there is a second comic in this that's relating to the 322nd. If you don't know the Lego Star Wars magazine, there's always a comic based on the polybag. And in it, the clones have to blow up a base. But what you'll see is a few times, there you go, look at this first comic strip. Well done, troopers. First part of our plan is complete. Now let's get out of here before the explosive grand finale. And you've got that droid. Come back. None of you wish me a happy birthday yet. That's just Lego Star Wars humor. I'd love to see that level in a show where instead of like them shooting, they are shooting towards each other. It's very 18. None of the blasters are hitting anyone. And then you've got the explosion. The droids aren't delimbed. There's not dust. It's just an explosion with droids flying everywhere. That's what I'd love to see in a clone show. Maybe Lego need to do it. Imagine Lego do it. They then give us Wolfie. They give us Gregor. They give us Gree. I'm asking for a lot here, Lego. Come on. Pen to paper. Make it happen. But it would be awesome to see. I suppose we'll see what happens with The Mandalorian, because that's a retelling. Because they could, rather than doing anything live action with Revan and that, if that does fall through, it seems to be going right now. But they could do that in Lego. We could have a Lego Old Republic show. We've got the Lego Old Republic sets. That would be cool to see. This isn't from Knights of the Old Republic. This is from the Old Republic. This is the MMO RPG, Star Wars The Old Republic, just in the bottom corner. And it comes with some great figures. That Zabrak actually looks like the character I had on the SWTOR. I can't remember what I'm wearing now, probably armored up, but it was a Zabrak in a similar vein as that. Quite good sets. I don't like the pieces used in this, right? I don't like the pieces because there's a lot of these big old slopes. I'm not a fan. They're still used today. They are still used in 2022. No. They've still been used. Oh, there's a new piece as of 2022 that has a 1x4 cutout. So they're not technically used, but you can find the piece fairly easily, I would say. Only 2 of them. Same with the cylinders. You can build that out. There are a few ways of doing that now. You can get some windows and cockpits and that. What is this? I've never seen this piece before. What is that? That cross block with 4 pinholes and axle hole. And you're still used. Of course you are. No. I built that set. You weren't in that set. You weren't needed in that set. Did we use just regular ones? You don't need the axle in the top. That will work. I have built this set. And I can safely say there's none of those. I don't have any of those. The original new Sandcrawler, same style. First Order. I didn't get around to building this. This was one of the early part outs, but I could never go through the part out back when sequels were coming out. Yeah, no way. No way is that in this set. How? Oh, it would have told me, wouldn't it? Two. Don't think you've seen it. No. That's a good point. Tings would have parted out my Imperial Star Destroyer. Neither of us have seen that element. Shall we find out whilst the Corellian Hounds are drying? Shall we find out exactly where in that build it comes from? Oh, you do think you've seen it? Wait, you do think you've seen it? What other builds does it come in? Yeah, I don't think between us we have any of these. Oh, nice waterfall. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't have any of the other sets, and I parted out the Star Destroyer. Oh, was that a Chima set? Oh, I don't have Strainer Cycle though. Strainer Saber Cycle. I have that one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I haven't seen this piece whatsoever. I mean, I forget a load of the pieces, but I haven't seen that one. Please make a mini Ecto, and a Microfighter Ecto 1 would look so good. But we're sticking to Star Wars. The amount of Star Wars builds we've got to get through. There'll be a few other videos, but we're mainly building Star Wars here on the channel. All right, it's not going to be here. We can skip a bit. And we're looking for something that has an axle. No, it wouldn't fit in this section. An axle in the top, then 2 pins, then the double outstretched pin. Oh, it's on the back. Wait, but we would have needed it then. Oh no, because the 2 pins would have kept it up. I used a regular one, didn't I? I used a regular one, and what do we connect into that middle at the back? Is that an empty connection? Because it's just in the middle there, and I suppose it probably supports the back or something. I think I left that out completely. But yeah, there's no other piece. Wow. Well, what do you know? The more you know, eh? Outside of this piece, does the Defender have any other special pieces? Let's see. I suppose that one's probably difficult to get your hand. Oh, yes, definitely difficult. The Gryffindor House Banner. Good thing is they were so cheap on sale, but it only came with 2. Oh, you only need 2. So it's a nice cheap element because it's a not desirable set. I think this is fairly common now as well. I think I have a few of these, maybe not, if they're all cars. There's a few different sizes of this. See, old R2-D2, the UCS 8080, oh, Tantive. No, I don't think I have any of these then. Okay, different size. I think it's a slightly bigger one from the. I thought this was the one from the 8080. Maybe it's a bigger one because that looks like it's a 5x7. It tells you it's a 5x7. It tells me it's a 5x7, and that is the hardest part. What's the black forklift? Wait a sec. Huh. Well, it's still being used. Isn't it? There's some really interesting pieces here that I just never see. Never see them used. I haven't seen this used. Hasn't been used for a while. I think this is no longer on shelves either. There's a nice bring back of an element. That should be decently common. No, not recently. Only if you collected sets from before. So there's a few harder elements to get. But all of these you can part out. You can part out all of them. Some might be easier to do than others. Yeah, all of these are readily accessible. I think that one's still in sets. Might be a color swap. What did we have? We had this one could be. Oh, you just switch that for clips and run a bar with some tile clips on the bottom. That would hold up. This is rather than a Technic brick, I'd just run one of the other fins. There's a few different sizes, maybe a tile, maybe a plate. Have to be made to fit. Oh, this is just brackets. Yeah, I used to mock out that one for the old trucks. This one is a connect. It's just varied beams. Again, it depends how many studs you want as to how messy this could get. And this one, you could probably swap for the old one. It'd make it a little more fragile, but it's a good set. It is a good set. And now I think we should be ready to start painting some details on these guys, right? I know it's only been a couple of minutes, but you seem to be dry. Actually, you seem... Oh, okay, we've missed a little bit. We've missed a little bit on your back legs. Let's patch that up. That'll be all right, because the detail is on the front, so we don't need to worry about the back legs. Just don't touch them. Don't touch them, and we'll be fine. So, let's have a little look. We have... The nostrils are going to be the hardest point, because the nostrils... Let me slide this down. The nostrils are going to be the hardest point, because the nostrils... All their nostrils. Everyone knows how nostrils look. But how should nostrils look on you? I'm going to wet up the brush just to get it started. Make sure there's no other paint on it as well. Get the teeniest little bit of black, right? We don't want any loose hairs getting in the way. You're a little shorter. We'll dispose of you. Sorry about that. Didn't make the cut. I'm gonna... no, I can stay. Get this tall. All right. How thin are our lines? You know what? That first jab would have been perfect for the entire nostril. In the middle, you look to be a bit more rounded than you were a second ago. It's like putting on a sticker. Except for if this was putting on a sticker, the sticker would be going nowhere. We need a bit more paint. That was good first off. We need to mimic that on the nose. Oh, yes. A little bit more. It's so easy to overdo these details. You have the steadiest hand. There we go. We've got our nostrils. We've got our nostrils. Oh, I guess the left one's a little lower. Nothing in nature is straight, is it, chap? Nothing in nature is straight. That's our excuse for that. Got to be careful as well. We've just wiped a bit of paint off the bum. I think that was my finger holding onto it. I'm wondering for the eyes. Yeah, we've got to have a black base for the eyes. And then what we could do, because these eyes are pointing forward. So if I have a black base for the eyes, then we could come in with the orange and go either side. So we don't actually need to go over with the black. We're going around with the orange. That's what we need. We just plot in on... Oh, too far forward, right? The eyes are quite long. I don't know how they fit the eye. I mean, the magazines are like illustrated to a degree. They're rendered. They're, you know, switched up. They're drawn slightly differently. I don't know how they get those eyes so long without them. I suppose they're just drawn on top. I wonder if we've seen Corellian hounds in any of the magazines over the last like couple of years. Obviously, Solo, we probably got them in a lot of mags because they were a brand new build at the time. I'll find out exactly how much a Corellian hound will set you back. I only picked up the one in Han Speeder, which is another good set. Perfect. All right, we need a little more on top here. That was a perfect first time. A little more on top. And then a little more out front. We want to like round it off. Yeah. That's it. That's it for the eyes. So that is the left eye and the right eye. I think we're doing good. We're doing good. The mouth's the hardest part. I'm going to do the open mouth first. That's the thicker one. and then smaller mouth, I'll still go black, and then I'll or would it be easier doing tan and then outlining in black? Nothing's easy when it's at this scale. I can tell you that. Nothing's going to be easy. Let's see how it is doing the tan teeth on the black mouth. And that will tell us how easy it might be doing the black mouth around the tan teeth. I have some little bumps to the top where the teeth are going to be coming through. And how wide is the mouth? It's about as wide as we were going to go. If we can mirror this. It might be a little further around. Again, it's a render in the magazine. So it's a bit flat. As you'd expect a magazine to be. There's no 3D glasses with this one. They should bring those back. 3D glasses with a Lego Star Wars magazine for the comics. We put them above. I'll be honest, I think the comics do go above the other magazines. Tings and I were talking, and she was saying how, I don't remember the exact words, but the Ninjago ones specifically, they're the main ones she reads. And the comics are more so telling little backstories and explaining stuff that the show doesn't have. Whereas for Star Wars, the comics are like a fun, random little adventure. Especially this one, Luke on an adventure. Like, they fit into the timeline still for Star Wars, but they're less... Like, Mandalorian is explaining the whole First Order and that sort of thing, whether you realize it or not. Whereas these comics are chill. These comics are a lot more chill and funny as well, which the Ninjago ones are. The latest Ninjago one's pretty funny too. The Star Wars ones are able to do more and be a bit wackier just because they're not trying to fill any gaps, which helps. Same with Mando. Imagine if Mando started being funny. That would throw me right out of it. There's the odd scene, but it's not usually Mando that's the funny one. Hello there, Isaac. Welcome. All right, let's start off with those nostrils again, shall we? The teeny. Do you want a close-up as well? So I give you as close up as we can get. Here we go. Let's bring. Actually, there's a really good side-on picture on the side. There we go. That's what we're doing. Painting some custom Corellian hounds at the minute, Isaac. And then we're going to get on to painting a custom Bly minifigure, which is going to look so good. That is going to look... Because the reason I haven't picked up the MTT for Bly and Ayla, because I really want Bly and Ayla, and I still really want Ayla. But the Bly, similar to all the other clone troopers, just isn't as accurate as I'd like. When I'm making custom minifigures, if the commanders aren't accurate, then the rest of the clones are going to look out of place. Oh, that is a solid eye. Straight out the mag. So we're going to be painting a 322nd regular trooper to be Commander Bly. That eye's a bit more triangular. We add a bit more to this. You won't notice the difference. They look the same to me. The right eye, left eye, exactly the same. No difference. No difference at all. Let's see about that mouth now. So we need a little bit more white. Just a little bit more white. Which doesn't matter how little because it's going to come out as a glob anyway. What I'm going to do is grab a little bit of that nice dark tan that we've been making. And just pollute the white. Just gently introduce it. And get a... we're going to need more than that. Let's get... I don't think we had much of it left. Oh, that should be enough. Just need to mix in the white a little bit. Yeah, that's looking like tan. The only thing is I've now used a thicker paintbrush that's going to be holding so much more of it. When we need the little guy. We need the little guy. Hopefully there's no black No, no black. Right. We want a little bit of this light tan for the mouth, right, of this guy. So this is the open mouth, we said, which now I'm seeing it looks more like the closed mouth. This looks a bit too tall. What is it that Luke meets in the magazine? Some sort of monster. So this is just the first page. The first page is 2 Corellian hounds, which, you know, the white dogs. There were 4 dogs in Solo. This is the same breed, but a different color. Instead of white, it's dark tan, which Lego can do. Lego can introduce different. We've seen pizza delivery commando droids. We've seen Gardner B1 battle droids. And now we've seen tanned Corellian hounds. Oh, this is going to be different. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Oh, this is going to be... Oh, okay, run out of paint. Oh, look at that. Wait a sec. Does that not look like 2 rows of teeth? Because I kind of did one to the right and one to the left. See, on the camera, it blends in. I think I'm trying to focus too close. Can you see the 2 different rows of teeth? Or that looks like that's a closed mouth though, right? I thought there'd be enough space for an open mouth. That is definitely a closed mouth. And then we need the orange eyes. It looks hollow without the orange eyes. Get a bit more of that back. You can see, yes, awesome. Awesome, thank you. Oh, only a little bit. That is way too much. That's gonna be all right. And then the orange eyes, we've made the eyes wide enough so that what we'll be able to do is get a little bit of orange on the left. So the eyes have, you can't really see them in this shot, but they have like an orange side either side and then a black stripe down the middle. So what I'm going to do is get too much orange, a little bit of orange on the left. That might be too far out. A little bit of orange on the right. No, that might be all right, actually. I don't think you can see the black underneath. You can see it on top, and you can definitely see it round to the right. But that, again, doesn't look... The T don't look bad. We could have done an orange dot. Because it's painted and not printed, the colours are definitely a bit more stand out. A little bit of that. Hello there, Charlie. Thank you. Awful cute little guys. They are. They are. Yes, I'm big into painting right now. And I'd say painting miniatures, but if you've seen the Boba Fett series, you'll know that Boba Fett is life size. So it's not just miniatures we're painting, but especially painting up some customs. Early on, I'd be painting up the official Lego figures. And now that we've got this eye, we're going to need a bit more paint. I overestimated the paint, maybe. This thing's just sucking it up. There we go. Oh, I got a little on the cheek. That eye is perfect. That eye is kind of bulging a little bit as well with the paint. That's menacing. That is so menacing. Let me get a bit of water and just mix that up. So we've got a little, not another coat of paint, but just a little bit here for a touch up, like on the cheek here. Too much. Just a little. Boop. Boop. Looks like it's got a little blush on it. Just need to get rid of that and maybe go over this leg as well. Get it all looking the same. So we've only done one coat. Oh, why is that? That looks like, oh, it's because it's wet. It looks like a different shade in the light. It's because it's wet. So there's our first little Corellian hound. Let me get the Lego one. The print is going to be a lot finer. The paint ain't too bad. I think the nostrils need to be higher. Yeah, the nostrils need to be a little bit higher. How do we do them on this guy? Oh, a little bit higher. Maybe they need to be quite a little bit higher. What we can do with the nostrils, with a little bit of black paint, is point them. So the nostrils have a little flare to them. I think that's a bit much of paint. We can just pull them up a little bit. Got rid of it all. Pull them up a little bit and get them pointing like outwards as well. No, keep getting rid of all the paint. That'll do. Got to be careful now though. Yeah, there you go. Something like that. Something like that. Stretch them so they're thinner, but they do go upwards. And then that looks like the nostrils are a bit more flared. I'm going to do that to the old one now and see if we can get away without having to touch it up. Good to add any extra on top. That's a big old nostril. Try and point you out. Perfect. Perfect. Coming in. There we go. Yeah, the right nostril or left as you're looking at it. Bit too big. But that's all right. We can add a little bit more of the dark tan, which is not as dark as it once was, is it? Yeah, that'll do. Blend it in with a little one. Problem I find after I use black or like a dark color is every color tends to then get really dark when I use it. It's good for this because it was a really light tan to begin with. And then we just point it back up again. Shouldn't have covered the top bit. Oh, yes. All right, why? Oh, hold on. Smudge the top bit. That is not what we wanted. We don't want to get any more black on it. Right, if anything, remove it completely. Definitely not smudge it. There we go. All right, this guy is done. Will we do anything else that could irritate any of the paint that we've added? Let's get a focus. There we go. Level with my hand. I think this first hound is done. Just to compare to what the Lego one looks like. I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. This guy's going to be harder because of that open mouth. The nostrils should have been quite a bit taller. They should have been quite a bit higher up. But that is not how I work. I don't do the little details when the last, which is when we should have. I should have done it last. I should have started with the mouth and then gone on to the nostrils. But no, we did the nostrils first. All right, we're going to need a big, well, that's too much. Medium blob of paint and just blob, blob, and try and blend that out. Have the jaw downwards so it looks open, right? Because what they've done is they've extended, oh, they have extended the jaw down. I could have done that and printed a custom mold, but again, Lego pieces, right? We got to limit ourselves to Lego pieces. I saw, was that D23? Donald, no, it wasn't Glover, was it? Because I'm thinking now about Solo with the Corellian Hound and the Lando show, because Donald Glover's coming back for that. But there was no rush as to when he'd do it. They just wanted him to come back, which is fair. They can't rush these sort of things. They found that out with the sequels. I think the sequels were a bit rushed. If we got a main movie every 5 years and then a few shows in between, I think we could have all lived with that. I mean, when did Rise came out? I suppose you can kind of count Mando as like the next Star Wars movie, and then we got to let that dry, and then we got Starfighter, which they're kind of related because they're like same time, right? Starfighter is New Republic Starfighter, Do we know that? I think that's been confirmed. It's another Mandoverse movie. At least it was going to be. Oh yeah. A little bit more. A little bit more. And then a little bit more yes. Right, there is one eye. It's like a little orange bow tie inside of the black. And then what if I do it upside down? So this is upside down, not me. Yeah, Lando would be a cool show because I was hoping that we'd see more of Han's on Tatooine now as of the end of Solo. And it kind of is his story, at least based on the first Thrawn book. It is his story complete. First Legends Thrawn book. But I'd love to see more of Han and Lando because there were other jobs in and around. So there must have been something. We know there is one big job that goes sideways for Han, and I think that's what the race for Jabba's bounty is going to be. Because that's why all the bounty hunters are showing up in that. Still don't have confirmation. That book is only about a month or maybe 6 weeks out of being released. Again, kids' book, but it includes some really interesting details, some important stories, and just like Young Jedi Adventures works in Old Republic. People want Old Republic, and I'm aware the last time we got anything Old Republic, people didn't want it. We got Old Republic, and they sprinkled it throughout, and that's the parts that people didn't like. But it would be cool to see more of the characters. I'd like to see some new characters weaved in as well. Hello there. Gonna start building your Remnant 8080. Enjoy. And if you do want to upgrade the Int 4, there is a video and a second video on the way. Look at that red visor. It looks good. It looks good, the red visor. It looks really good. I've made a few more improvements. I might do a video on it. I might. It does look good. It does look good. I might even upload in. I've changed so much of the Int 4 that I might even upload instructions because it just doesn't look like. I suppose the frame of it is kind of Legos, like the body, but then I've changed so much of it that it just isn't anymore. You know when a set's so good, because the Int 4 build, how concise it was compared to our own, that was impressive. But when it's so good that you start making modifications and before you know it, you've like made it your own. You've modified it so much. It has become a collaboration between you and Lego. That's what I've done to the Int 4. I feel like the first improvements we made in that video a few weeks ago, although did it come out a few weeks ago? It was that one that I scheduled in advance. Whenever that video came out, I feel like that was fixing the issue. So the Int 4, because it's a side build, doesn't get the main set treatment, which is fair. If the Int 4 was as good as we made it in that first video and the 8080 had an extra issue, you know, you wouldn't be happy with that. But the Int 4 had a load of gaps and other things that I felt it was missing. Oh, whereas now I've made some modifications that I would like to see and would just be nice. Like, they don't really change the set. They just, you know what they do? They make it more like my build. They make it more like the one that I put together beforehand. I've taken the Lego set and I've literally made it my own. I've added all the stuff from Armok. It is the Mouldie Int 4 Lego Int 4 love child of Int 4s. Perfect way to describe it. Oh, look at that. Look at the little grizzly mouth. That is, yours a little wonky, but I think that's pretty good. It's a misprint. It's a misprint. We've got our two little Corellian hounds. Oh, that was better than I could have imagined. You know what I'm going to do now? There are 4 hounds in Solo. I'm going to print 3 more and get some white ones going. I might even make some rainbow ones. if I really want to, we can make any sort of Corellian hound. Oh, there's a good idea. I have every color of Corellian hound. There's a lot of eyeballs and a lot of teeth to print. It's a lot of teeth. But the Corellian hounds are not the main, despite what you may think, they're not the main part of the stream, because I mentioned in the other, oh, there's also double-headed snakes. That would be an awesome piece to get. But I want snakes or something that 3PO's got a snake around his neck. I want an element that goes around your neck so we can make some salamiri. Never said that out loud. Reading it is one thing. How do you spell it? Y-S-M-A. Don't go into the paint. Salamiri? Oh, I nailed that. Let me drag that page over so I can show you. Oh, nailed that first time. Salamiri, lizard-like tree dwellers. Yes, we need this sort of mold in Lego. It's like a lizard that goes around Thrawn's neck. So it'd kind of be like the Friend's life jacket, right? The Friend's life jacket just goes around the back of the neck and comes down the front, rather than the minifigure one, which is flat. Maybe a bit like, was that paint? Maybe a bit like Vader's helmet, where it goes around the back of the neck, and then we'd have, I tell you what, I mentioned this Monday's Magazine Monday, the Padawan braid we made, which reminds me, I've got to make one for Shin Hati. I've got to make one for Shin Hati, because Shin Hati has a Padawan braid, and I completely forgot about that when doing the custom figure. Didn't forget about it, didn't make it yet. So Padawan braid down the right-hand side, and then maybe a lizard face added on. I'll work on that. I'll work on that and see where we get to. But there is also a... Oh, next comic. There is also Commander Bly. Yes, look. Commander Bly. Always. Commander Bly and Commander Bakara always look so badass in the comics. There's some... Not in the magazines, because Bakara only rolls a 1. And that's not great for Bakara. There's another board game in here, which I found really interesting. The fact that... Oh, there's some weird games. This game, right? I don't know if you can read that, but that doesn't make any sense compared to what the answer is. I've found like a million different paths on that. You can pause that if you're trying to do it yourself. Yeah, I didn't understand that one. And I'm normally the understanding part of the puzzles in the magazine, that's the easy part. But no, not anymore. It turns out understanding them is hard. This is the game. There's a game in the middle of the mag. And there's a little board game. You've got to catch each other. We played the last one. But this one is 1 player or 2 player. And in theory, you can have as many people as you can fit on a board. It might get irritating after like 4. Maybe if you use studs, you can like stack them as they go through. But there's a 1 player mode where as you roll to go through, so 2 players or more, you'll be chasing each other through. You land on numbers 1 to 5. There's 5 things to do. But and it's like move forward 1, move back 1. I thought it was going to be like get up and do the silliest darts. I wanted that sort of board game. But there's a single player mode where Sebulba is racing you, and every turn you take, Sebulba moves forward 3. Doesn't have to do any of these, so Sebulba is always 3 behind. And I'm just saying, Bakara is like done for at the start, just getting all those 1s. No chance is Bakara getting through. Some really good posters as well. I think this one's my favorite. Little Revenge of the Sith, Anakin, Kenobi, Mustafar Duel. We don't need another Mustafar Duel. I'm not going to pretend like we do, but it'd be nice to get Mustafar Padme officially. I've made a custom. But for those of you that aren't into customs, I hope you get a Padme in the future. So, Bly. Here we've got a nice shot of Bly next to some clones, and we can see exactly what difference Bly has. First off, Bly has a different weapon. So let's get the pieces. Bly has a sniper with a candlestick on the end. So let's get the sniper with a candlestick. And also, check out the chair's not making any noises. Not making any noises. I'm rolling around. Turns out all that was needed was a bit of grease on the bar, and it's one of the chairs that goes down and comes back up. All that was needed was a bit of grease on the bar and to tighten the screws on the bottom. So if you've got a creaky chair right now, maybe take a second, tighten the bolts. I think that was the real cause of the creaking, but it does glide a lot smoother now that I've greased it up. Oh, and whilst we're in this drawer, we got the sniper and the candlestick. We need the the sniper, the specialist visor thing, the sniper visor for Commander Bly, which we've already given to a 327. So far, we have this is like the officer and the specialist of the 327. We also have the assault, and then I have done a heavy, which is currently locked and loaded with a minigun that I made, which I'm impressed with. Look at that. Awesome little build for the minigun using the axle. I wonder if the visor would be great. I think it is. I think it is in Battlefront 2. That's where I got a load of those designs from. And even then, Battlefront 2 has them colored a little differently. But for Bly, first off, let's bring in our little trooper. We want to get rid of the blaster. We won't be giving him his blaster yet because it'll get in the way. But we've got Bly's blaster and some binocs for the 327. But the helmet is going to be the easiest thing to do because the helmet is just a straight color swap. Doesn't Bly also have yellow knee pads, which I'm noticing the figure doesn't anyway? Let's get a picture up of Bly the clone so that we can compare it. This is Phase 2 Bly. He does have yellow thighs. I thought he did. I thought he had yellow thighs, and I think he has dark tan arms. That's the Black Series. They do look dark tan. They do look dark tan. Battlefront 2 is such a fun game. I need to hop back on it. I don't know how long it's been since I was on it, but yeah, need to hop back on it. All right, here we go. Here is an accurate Bly. Looks like it's been taken from Revenge of the Sith, but with some of the arts and some of the little crops and that, I don't know what to believe anymore. So we'll take it with a little pinch of salt. The official Lego one does seem to have yellow thighs. So it's just this version that has the regular Trooper legs. And in fact, if I'm looking through, it has the regular Trooper body as well. They haven't even colored the little pouches yellow in the magazine comic. Wait, they've just used a regular clone and recolored the helmet. Maybe it was easier to render, but that's a shame. Yeah, look at that. Look at Bly's torso. That's not Bly. Or did Bly forget his armor? Had to go in someone else's armor. Does that mean there's like a clone just wearing a helmet? Maybe the undersuit. Oh dear. Yeah, that is not Bly. That's not my Bly. Not my Bly. Now we know what Bly looks like, though. We can keep this one up. The helmet, so the visor isn't covered underneath the helmet. Also, is that visor the right way up? I suppose so. Yeah, it is the right way up. That's how I have my visors. I just had it upside down there. We got the accessories. Oh, got a little bit of yellow. The main thing's the helmet. We've already got an outline for the dark tan, which we're going to need to get a little bit more of. I wish there was a way we could just add like a non-white paint, a paint that just made more of whichever color we've got. We've still got a little bit of black active, and we need some yellow. Oh, this is a nice yellow. This yellow works. This is a nice yellow. We like this yellow. We like this yellow, which is why the yellow's so empty. Which is why most of these colors are so empty. So I might need a thicker, smaller brush. One that's softer, but will still go the way we want. Because there's yellow around the bottom. And does that go... I know it only goes about halfway round. One of your favorite modes in Battlefront is Ewok Hunt. Halloween. That's the last time we played Battlefront because of Ewok Hunt. Yes, Ewok Hunt is the best mode. Is one of the best. There you go. One of the best modes. There we go. Split screen. You can see that the yellow kind of goes the whole way around, but not on this line bit. We need Bakara's Bly's. Thing is, I was calling Bakara Bly. Now I'm calling Bly Bakara. We need the back of the helmet. Because that's phase 1. There you go. Oh, so yellow. Oh, wow. That is... Wait, that is so yellow. Let's... And it spins. And it spins. Do you spin if we open... Beautiful. It'd be beautifuler if we could, like, scroll down a little bit, but... There you go. And it's got the black stripe through it, which we definitely need to add for accuracy. No other reason. So there's the white stripe. We're leaving that. And are we wait, is the clone helmet? Why has the clone helmet got that little top bit? Is that meant to be... No, that's the band up top. Wait a sec. What's that little... We got that top bit. Why? Because technically Bly's helmet is yellow all the way up to that top corner and then misses the top bit. I shouldn't be doing this on the figure, but we'll be careful. Don't worry, chat. We've got this. So we don't want that white stripe at the top. Get a bit yellow and make sure the brush is held together. That way, by twisting it and by going in the same direction, we're making sure that the hairs don't start splitting and going every which way. Yeah, the Lego Star Wars helmet is definitely not this accurate. That's and I don't fault Lego for it because I'd rather get a really good looking set with some subpar minifigures than some really good minifigures with a slightly subpar set. Not going to throw any set under the bus. We're being nice to Lego this time. We're turning a new set. And then, especially with how many new designers there has been this year. This year has been a really good year for Lego Star Wars. The amount, and last year. Can't forget about last year. Last year feels like it was better. But yeah, we've got nothing else coming this year. This year we had Mando. I think they panicked and just went Mando heavy with it. Even the Advent Calendar is all about Mando. Whereas the Advent Calendar needed to be a little mix. Although last year the Advent Calendar was all Rise of Skywalker, which was out of nowhere. What was it? 5 years since Rise of Skywalker? Maybe that's why. Then they didn't make any Rise of Skywalker sets. We had Kylo's helmet from Episode 7 and Kylo's shuttle from Episode 7. And I think that was it. We had BB this year. The modes with the many players are chaotic but fun. Oh, when it's just all-out warfare. That reminds me of Battlefield. It reminds me of Battlefield, some of those larger game modes. Yeah. It does remind me. And I quite... Like, when you're in the mood for those sort of galactic assault and stuff like that, it's fun. But you could spend hours. The longest I've spent in a Battlefront game was something crazy like 4 hours, where we kept going to... It was on Kashyyyk, and our team was so good at collecting the different points, but then it came to destroying the Separatist ship. Oh, we were Bantha Poodoo. We were rubbish. We got sent back down, and it was just this stalemate. Eventually, we got up there enough that we won, but I remember, yeah, it's not going to take more than an hour, and I ended up staying up just to finish the campaign. It was worth it. It felt like a campaign. It wasn't. It was a multiplayer game mode, but it felt like a campaign. Oh, definitely. Thank you. Looks rad. The detailing on the back of the minifigure. I always sit here and go like, oh, instead of printing on the back, we could get a stud for an accessory, or they could switch it up. And then I realize how important that back torso is to carry the back of the minifigure, because the back of the helmet, nothing. Most minifigures don't have like back of the head print. In Zane and Wu are the only two that I can think of right now. And Clone Troopers definitely don't have this sort of detail. I mean, the stripe on Bly comes the whole way around, and right now I'm just going to add this yellow, which seems to blend in nicely to the... Till I did that. Seems to blend in nicely to the original yellow of the figure to the strip. So the strip is yellow, and there's a little bit of dark tan around the outside. Side included, though. Wonder if that's true about the 327 figures. We have a second after Bly. We might have to grab some of the 327 and make them a bit more accurate as well. Battlefront 2 is awesome, though. It is. Battlefield's really fun. You take a hammer and destroy walls, ride airplanes, and all sorts. My favorite was Battlefield 4. And I don't think that will ever change, because does anyone remember the second screen map on Battlefield 4? The second screen map that had the second screen map that you could get up on like your computer or on a mobile device, and you'd have the map up permanently on that device throughout the game. That was awesome. And then the building that came crashing down, that was the first time I ever saw something like that in, like, that wasn't a story, that wasn't scripted. It was kind of scripted. It happened most games, but you know, that one map with a little harbor bit, or the dock with the buildings and the skyscraper collapses mid-game, that was awesome. I loved that. And there has been nothing quite like Battlefield in that sense. I know Battlefield's quite head-to-head with COD. I think both of them in recent years have kind of fallen behind a little bit, because that's when Battlefront 2 did well. When COD, Battlefield, they were all doing mad numbers, and then Star Wars came through with a remake of Battlefront, already loved, but it got those people in it as well. It got fans of those other games to play some... What am I looking for? The black. Oh, we got it down here. To play some Star Wars. It's funny seeing the CS people hop over. Oh, that's too much black. Oh, no. That's just grey again. All right, what I need to do is keep the black and just dip the brush in this. And then see if we can get a nice dark tan. Because I don't think we need light tan anymore, right? There's no more light tan. We could also paint the Karma. I'm actually going to paint out the Karma if we can, and try to hide it. Still a little bit of black, but you see how it's watered down and it's now tanning up. What did we add here? Yellow. Because that's close. Oh, we got yellow. I don't want to ruin the yellow. We're definitely going to need that. They'll probably remake another Battlefront in... And again, it's that sort of thing. So last time I said, for SpongeBob, I said that it would be another like 5-10 years for a SpongeBob set to come out. Lego announced the SpongeBob set. If I say it will be another 5-10 years before we get, say, another Battlefront game, does that mean we're going to get a Old Republic Battlefront style game like announced tomorrow? D23's over. That would have been the time. But for Star Wars, think of like the lightsaber as the hammer cutting through the walls. And that would be cool, because the Jedi character could run up to a wall, cut it, and it wouldn't just be a straight knock through. It'd be a, you know, little cutscene-esque of the saber cutting a hole through the wall, or even just like a 1, 2, and then a Jedi kick or something. And the clone troopers, if you were fighting droids, or the Sith troopers, would have to defend the Jedi. Oh, there's so much they could do with another Battlefront game. You look green. You look quite green. Again, where has the green come from? Last time we added a bit of orange and that somehow worked, right? Just a tiny bit. Oh, a tiny bit, not a splatter, a tiny bit of paint, please. And I don't know how that worked. But it did, so let's give this a go. It sort of neutralizes the greens. It's a bit more redder. Okay, that's gone orangey. Let's get a bit more of the black to darken it. I feel like we might have pushed a bit too far on the orange. We need to brighten it. Color is really magic. That's too much yellow. Now we might be going back to green. Or not. Or not. Hold on. Hold on a second. It's kind of golden. How dark is dark tan? Because that is like an orangey tan. I should not have done that. But we've definitely got more orange to overwhelm. Yes. To overwhelm the black, right? Oh, hold on. That is too dark? No. Maybe a bit more orange? Maybe a bit more yellow? We add all the colors here. It's going to be like a brownie tan at some point. Okay, this is better than the green we had. Yeah, it's not that different. Oh, ooh. No, that does not look that. But it looks so dark tan. What do I have that's dark tan to compare it to? Yeah, that is a dark. Yeah, that is a dark tan. It's hard to tell when it's wet because of the glare, but I think that will do. We only need a little bit anyway, but it is right there on the helmet. And this is going to be hard. So we want it up where the yellow stripe is, but not on the fin. And there is a few battle marks that would be cool if we could keep. Maybe I'll come back with a tweezer and just jab a few holes in this. Yeah, something like that. That's a good color though. That is a good dark tan. Just need to make that line a little thicker so it covers all of the yellow. And then up to that line, it's going to be hard to cross it. We might be better crossing it not with a paintbrush, but rather some sort of fine tip pen. Which is what I say a lot when I'm painting these. It'd be cool to get some sort of fine tip pen and then put a little bit of paint. Oh, a katana. An Ninjago katana is so good for this sort of thing. Just loading some paint on the end. We used a katana for... We did use a katana for something. I know the artist... Oh, I don't. I don't. Should I? Maybe I do, but not by name. Way. So it feels like every time we complete a stripe. Rather than chipping away at the paint, I suppose we could also... This needs to line up in the middle, doesn't it? Yeah, it looked a bit weird when it didn't line up. We could also go in with some white paint afterwards. And then get... The white paint would look like chips in the paint. Maybe even some grey wear and tear. They've got a little bit on the right. That's the highest I think it should go. Just a little bit more on this side. There we go. There's the start of it. Oh, I missed a little bit on the left. I saw a bit of yellow peeking through. That's the one. Right. Yeah, it's so much easier doing it through the camera. Ordered 3 new Lego sets on accident. We've all been there. We've all done that, right? 3 sets on accident. Oh, there we get a little grey stripe going. But let's finish the tan. Yeah, we've all accidentally ordered more sets than we were going to. Especially now with ordering most things online. I definitely would say leading up to lockdown, I bought more sets in person than I did online. I wasn't a heavy online spender. I got the Master Builders Cantina online, but like the ATTE I picked up in person because I remember ordering. When you pick something up in person, you've got it in hand, and it's a bit of a like, yeah, you've got it right. You've got the set, so you're not thinking too much about it. I remember ordering the 20th anniversary of Lego Star Wars Slave One. I love that build. So happy I didn't. I ordered it with the Anakin Pod Racer, so I ordered them both together. I think I got a little bit of money off on it, or I had a voucher. I think I had like a birthday voucher or Christmas. I had a Christmas voucher, and yeah, put that towards them. So it was probably off Lego.com. And I remember waiting for it to arrive and being like, should I have done it? Should I cancel it? You know, you have that moment of, is this what I should be spending my money on? And especially being at uni at the time, you know, there's so much you can spend your money on. It's one of the better things to spend your money on, Lego, considering what most people are out doing. But I had that moment, so happy I didn't return it. It was, at the time, one of the best things. Oh, even to this day, that Anakin Pod Racer, there's a reason Lego haven't come out with an Anakin Pod Racer since. Maybe they have since, but they haven't come out with many. They've come out with Cobb Vamps, but that's as close as they've got. Because they just can't do better than that one. They peaked. Anakin's Pod Racer's peaked. Luke's Landspeeder's still looking for it. That one hasn't as much yet. That is even on top. But it just feels like, I feel like the line's a little bolder. Maybe there's a bit more paint on the edge. So it looks like it sticks out, but it doesn't actually go any further. Yeah, that's more like it. That's the one. A British indie artist made the most streamed anime song. Awesome. Oh, I thought you meant, artist, music artist. Yes. I thought you meant painting artist, because I've got paint. I'm in paint mode now. There's no getting me out of it. I am in paint mode. How's the tan run down? They got the visor down, so you can't see the tan run down the front. That's cheating. That's the hard part. All right, I can't paint the visor. Not that you'd really see it on black. You might see the line disappear on the top. Oh, wow, this paint really does. When you load up the tip of a paintbrush with paint, you get like 2 dots, and that feels like it's it. Okay, that's working. Should I lock the focus on the camera so that I can then stop phasing in and out? Would that be better? Oh, I did not. Hello. Hello. How did I flip it? Oh wait, and then that's the, no, that's the one. The different presets. Okay, I've got it. I've never done that before. That is what? Fair enough. That was something. Paint looks so smooth. Thank you. Which 3 sets? Yes, Bevel. The Mando door build thing. Oh, like the one that comes with these guys. No, actually, does it come with these guys, or does it come with? Does it come with Paz, or is it the droid with the palace door? The Game Boy and the Back to the Future Speed Champions. Oh, great sets. Thank you. Very nice, Seal. It's a good thing I don't hide all my Lego secrets up there, isn't it? My Lego password written on the ceiling. Be handy. If I ever forget anything, I always look up to that specific patch of ceiling and just stare off into it. I think if that was black and each of the dots were white stars, that would be impressive. Little starry night up there. Oh, did not mean to. Oh, did I just power off the camera? Oh, I double tapped. I didn't mean to double tap the power. Why does that power off? All right, it'll be back any second now. It's pairing up. Any second. Right? I think it is back, but it's not. Wait, how? Oh, what have I done now? It's back up. It's connected, but it's not, if you get it. I might have to restart the actual connection. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. That's the one. Just got to autofocus it again. Oh, yeah. Sweet. I keep saying autofocus. It's not autofocus. It's the opposite of autofocus. Ah. Do I like the car movies from Pixar? Love them. Yes. I don't have Lightning McQueen. I've already built Lightning, but I don't have the official set. We built it before the set come out. And we didn't build the set. We built a custom before the set come out. Based on a rebrickable model, actually. That is something that I'd love to pick up. Because I've got a nice little collection of Disney sets back there. I've got Simba from The Lion King. I've got the beautiful horse, which I've set up a little like RC car from Toy Story and Jessie and that on. I'm missing Lightning McQueen from my top 3 Disney movies that aren't Star Wars or Marvel. Because, no, to be fair, what Disney? The Mandalorian and Grogu was good, but was it better than Cars, Toy Story, Lion King? No way, Lion King. Lion King's a hard movie to dethrone. Would Attack of the Clones dethrone Lion King? It'd be a tough one. That would be a tough one. Probably the original Star Wars movies, you know. How many quotes do I like? I remember the same handful of quotes from Lion King. How many quotes do I remember from Star Wars? There we go. That is the big difference. Let's see if we can send you in standby mode without powering you off. He's got a little goatee. Hey, Fly's got the goatee. And then left and right. And does Bly have any more dark tan? I said about the dark tan arms. I feel like Bly also has dark tan stripe down the torso. I think we saw that. It's almost like a camouflage for Bly. I like how Bly is the darker shade of yellowy, and the other troops are just bright yellow, running out into open fire. I like Bly's chances of survival, standing with his team. Could you imagine if Bly was in, was with, what's a legion that actually like fits into surroundings? I suppose they're on Felucia in Order 66. That's the main scene we see this version of Bly in. Phase 2 armor Bly. But what else? There's a little bit more. What if I get tweezers just to get rid of that extra little bit? I want to scratch the Lego, but do you want to catch the paint? Oh yeah. Oh, that works. Perfect. There you go. That's the way to do it. There's our Bly so far. Funnily enough, not got any paint on the visor, but that dark tan blends in real well to it. And then the yellow cheeks is the last of it. And that comes down from the back. I do want to add that grey. I am going to add that grey. Can't believe we messed up the yellow. Knew I'd live to regret that. Right up to the mouth. So again, covering this battle scar. Now, there is the stripes on the side. What I want to do is get a thinner coat of this yellow. Seems it's already thinned down enough so that we still see those details. There you go. Really, really thin coat of yellow. I'm going to go over this on the left side as well, just before we pick up more paint, so that we can still see it shining through, because that's an important part of a Clone Trooper helmet. And I have painted a custom Clone Trooper helmet quite a few times now to know that that is impossible to paint otherwise. Even on the bigger clone helmet behind me on the shelf, that was the hardest part, getting those done. And I had to call back up for things to come in and just get the little notches on the side of that. I tried, that was one of the first times I'd used masking tape to form a mold. I cut a strip of masking tape out and put the masking tape right along the side, and then got a little knife and cut out the shapes. I think I might have even 3D printed a little mold to cut around so that they were all uniform. They were all the same shape. And yeah, still needed a hand with that one. Some things you just got to ask for help with. We don't want to get any yellow on that pauldron though. Oh, this is looking so good. This is looking so good. Need some backlog sets. I need to get working on my backlog sets. It's always handy having backlog sets, because, and this is something that I'm going to do going forward, right? Not specifically channel related, but if you find that towards the end of the year you're maybe not as interested in Lego Star Wars, or you know, you're distanced from Star Wars because there's not enough material coming out, put away a few sets, maybe one set a month, because like one set a release, because January we get some Star Wars sets, you can put one set away there. Then this year we got lucky with March and April, but typically it would be maybe March and May. Put away another set there. And then you've got June, August, put away another set for each of those. And then September, October, November, December, you've got 5 sets. Maybe Christmas comes around and you've only built 2 of them. Then you get 3 sets over the holidays. And then you've got Christmas. You might even get gifted some more Lego sets. But then you've always got something to look forward to. Compare this painted one to the Commander Bly Lego and Grandpa Clone Customs. I will. The Grandpa Clone Customs one is good. We still didn't work out the one I had. It seemed to just be a another custom, as opposed to, it's definitely not a Grandpa Clone Customs, but it does have, there's the style of the style. Oh, where is Bly? The style of the torso, or is it the arms? I think the arms look Grandpa Clone Custom. I can't remember now. I remember a load of people thinking it was a Grandpa Clone Custom though. No idea. All right, this one though is a Master Mouldie hand-painted custom, and because this is the only one in the world, this is worth £10 million. That's right. Our Qui-Gon was worth 1 million. 10 million. And we've only done the helmet so far. I get to say whatever number for it, I suppose. Why not go high? I do want to see if we've got some tan arms. Is that the helmet? Basically done. There is a little bit of grey. Shall we see if we can add the grey? We don't have any more white, do we? We don't really need white, so I don't want to waste it. I'm going to grab some white straight from the jug and add that to the board with a clean brush. Don't want to taint this. Are you clean? No, you look like you're a little tainted. All right, now the water's clear. Just get a little bit of you. Thank you. That is, well, there's a little bit, and then there's, you know, a little bit. I had to scoop for that one. We want grey, so a teensy bit of black. Oh, just like a little outskirt bit. Maybe not even black. Where is Where is the there it is. Nope. There it is. There it is. Just the teensy bit of oh, it's all dried up. There we go. There's our light bluish grey. I might need to use that because I don't think we've given us enough. If we've got enough, I'll do the sides and the back of the helmet. Yeah, we got enough down here. So we've got a little bit on the side. It should be a little lower down. Be careful where I'm putting my finger now. Don't want to knock any paint off. Oh. 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 Okay. Okay. So left to right, not top to bottom. Let's try it that way. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, you. Are you looking? Why are you looking? Oh, you're grey. Why do you? Just touch the other side. Whoa. Why do you look a little green? Is that just because it's by the desk mat? Yeah, it doesn't look green on camera. You do look a little bit green, and then a little bit of grey on the back. You're definitely greening. Why are you going green? No, I should have washed this out a bit better. All right, before we go too green. I think it's gone too green. I think it's gone too green. You're going to be too thick. Trying to get like the flat end of a paintbrush that doesn't really have a flat end. Not an easy task. Also, we might be out of paint here anyway. It says they're still grey. And when I say it says, it's still greying the desk. We can neaten that up. We can live with that. We want it a little higher, right? Oh, and there's the black line that doesn't go the whole way around. Should we go like all out for this, or should we leave it there? There we go. And then we can scratch just the left side so that this grey is isolated in the middle. Yeah, look at that. Look how clean that line is. That is a clean line. Oh, we missed a little bit at the top. It looks wonky because it is wonky. Yeah, let's scratch that whole top. How low? It's underneath the ball. Oh, we don't want the whole top. A little bit of the top. Like that. That will straighten it out. That's more like it. We've got a little grey on each side as well. Neaten that up. That's the one. No worries. Thanks for hanging, Bevel. See you next time. Did I hear about some people that go to the SpongeBob set early? Their Patrick cracked. Oh, they got the set early because of the colour. It's a new colour. Yeah, so it won't have the test of time. Oh, their Patrick cracked. That's an expensive set as well to have had a damaged figure in. That one hurts. I don't even have the set, and that one hurts. The amount of money people are paying for it, it does surprise you when pieces crack like that. Because also, if there is a fragile coloured torso, Lego could just introduce a torso leg combination. They've brought in a new SpongeBob mold, haven't they? It's not like Lego have nothing to do with it. They could just introduce a new piece. But sometimes Lego have a bit too much faith, and then it will like scare them back for a while. That's crazy though. Wow, I didn't hear about that. No, thanks for letting me know. Because we were looking at getting SpongeBob, and maybe now we'll keep an eye out. I assume Lego is still giving out the Patrick torsos on the replacement bricks, which is, you know, it's a double-bladed sword because so many people are finding out about that replacement part service and trying to like abuse it. So there will be a load of like scam people. Lego might take longer in your orders for I think that in the UK they're actually taking longer right now anyway. I got an email about if you're waiting for an order, don't worry, it's still coming out, sort of thing. Oh, this is hard to get like the black line in between the gaps. Oh no, it's got to be. Oh, okay, that's too thick. We'll have to remove a little bit of paint there. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend trying to abuse the replacement parts. So many people have been blacklisted from it, trying to abuse it. And between QR codes and like digital instructions and that, Lego knows what sets you have and haven't built. There's not a chance. If you scan every single set and then suddenly you request parts that you don't have the set scanned for, there's going to be some eyebrows raised for sure. It's not to say find someone else that has it and steal their QR code. Yeah, so... Well, this also is kind of wonky, this side. If I thicken this out to the right, this is going to look so good as an accessory. And then shave off a little of the left. We're not even really shaving it off, we're just pushing it over to the right. I think that'll do for a painted fig. Do you think it's dried up enough that, yeah, we can get this accessory on? Perfect. Come on, click in. Please click in. Don't slip and like scratch off half the paint. There we go. Hey, there's our Bly. There's our magazine accurate Bly. And it is. Well, actually, Bly doesn't have the stripe, but Bly does have the 327th torso and legs, which isn't accurate. It isn't accurate. We're fixing that up. It is a dark tan stripe on the chest. And a yellow belt. All right, dark tan stripe. I think our dark tan days are over. I think I've waited. Oh, no, I haven't. No. How far the stripe goes? Same as the yellow. So the dark tan goes from here to down here. And you notice how, because I didn't dry the brush before I applied it, you can still see through the dark tan the T of the chest piece. Oh, I thinned it a bit too much on the left there. I also feel like it should come down to the bottom of the chest piece. So I'm going to extend it a little past where the yellow goes. Actually, I'm going to turn it around so the point of the paintbrush meets up to the point of the chest piece. Like so. That's it. That's the one. So it's dark tan, but you can still see the line of the chest piece, the little upside down T that shine through, because I watered down the acrylic. It works really well this way. And the same would be done for the yellow. For the belt, I don't want to have to paint over those other details. I just want to get some yellow. I want to get some pure yellow and go over the entire, oh no, not the entire belt. There are two little white corners. This piece and this piece are staying white, but we do want the rest of the belt to be yellow. So this is fairly easy. We don't have to be too neat with it as long as we're staying within these lines. And we've got ourselves a full yellow belt. Oh, could do a bit more yellow there. And at the bottom, right? Here, yeah. There we go. Full yellow belt for Bly. And it's that easy to create some of these custom minifigures, which at the end of the day, is what Lego's about. Not creating custom minifigures as such, but coming up with new ways to get some really good figures. And then it's just the Yeah, it's just the legs. We're going to add a Karma to this Bly. So I don't know if I will be painting the side of the leg, but I definitely want to paint over that Karma. If we can conceal that Karma, because I'm not a massive fan. Although if we're adding a Karma to Bly, right, maybe we want that Karma to shine through at the front, and then we just add another bit of tan. Because as with UV customs as well, most pad printed customs, white crotch in the middle, don't paint that. Most pad printed customs do try to get right to the end, and sometimes even bend around the end. But most UV customs will print with like the hip piece connected and not even rotated back. There are ways to do it to get full coverage of the leg, but they'll just have like this bit on the thigh, and it comes out looking a little worse than Lego. So it would UV is still in early days, and most people that have a UV printer aren't those that are too passionate about creating these customs like this, like all these little hand details, and are more so about a lot of the clone troopers, I'll admit, are just army building, aren't they? You don't see that many custom commanders. There are a lot more custom legions, just custom other peeps, than commanders. Especially someone like Bly. I haven't really seen any Blys besides the Grandpa Clone Customs, the Lego ones, and the one that I've got that I don't even know what it is. But I know it's Bly and not Bakara. Just a little bit of dark tan on the edges and just under the hip as well. Just to conceal any white. To really conceal any white. And then, do I have a Karma? Because I think that is all for Bly, right? Bly's got the 2 stripes on his foot. Technically some dark tan on his feet and the dark tan stripe up his leg. So that is not all for Bly. That's where the belt is. I would add the stripe to the very top of the feet. Like this. Like right on the edge of both of the feet. That I feel like is where it would, because it's just above the square. I like the fact they give you little references on the Lego figures. Like they do have some detail. There we go. That's Bly's feet, and then the stripe on the leg, I say. That goes all the way up. Oh, that they did get on the official figure. That we can praise Lego for. Got that detail. And that goes straight down to the knee. One of my favorite parts to paint, because the paintbrush just nestles in that gap between the thigh and the rest of the leg. And we're going to have to maybe yellow up the right side of this stripe, because I think I've gone a bit too far over. But this Bly has come out looking really good compared to the real deal. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Perfect. Oh, you were a beauty. Why couldn't the right leg have behaved like that? The left leg. Look at that left leg. Right leg as you're seeing it. So confusing. Do I say as you see, or do I say as it would be? A little bit yellow. Little bit of yellow. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, he says. That actually looks to have smudged the dark. Let's overwhelm it. More yellow. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's not smudged. We could go one further with dark tan arms, because it's just a stripe on the white arms. I like the yellow arms. That's more of a Lego effect. So we're going to keep that. And yeah, get one of those custom Karmas that I don't know if I do have. I also think they should be grey on the back. I'm not convinced about that, though. We don't get many looks at Bly, not in Revenge of the Sith, but I'm happy we detailed the back of the helmet. That one's nuts. And this is just, what, an hour of painting? You could probably do this in half an hour with a magazine. So this is £5.50, and whatever half an hour of your time is worth to make this Bly, definitely worth it. 100%. And not only do we have Bly, but we also have 2 Corellian Hounds to go with Bly, right? I can turn on autofocus again now. There we go. Bly's got his little dog pack down here. Look at that. I think they're lifting Bly up at the minute. I guess Bly should have his weapon. Bly should have Bly's weapon. To complete the look, we do have to get a custom, not a custom blaster, but, you know, outside of the magazine. I don't know if the Stormtrooper or the Imperial Commando came with any of this. But this is what Bly started off as, minus the sword. And this is how Bly has ended. That is an upgrade. That is... Whew. I think it's cool with the clones. They have leaders like Anakin and so on, depending on the group. Oh, yeah. It is. It is nice because otherwise the clones kind of get lost. And whenever they pop up in the magazine, you see Bly in this one. Bakara was with the Galactic Marine. I wonder which character they're going to have with the... You know, no, I'm going to leave that as a surprise. There's another clone trooper coming this year. I said that there would be 4 this year. I lied. There is a 5th clone trooper coming. Thank you so much. Pretty cool, huh? I think the difference between the two is crazy what a little bit of paint can do. And, you know, from afar you might get confused that it looks Lego. From up close you can see the paint. But where I'm sat at the desk, which is probably about 25-30 centimeters away from it, it's at the point where like it doesn't look Lego. It looks good. It looks good. It does look good. From back there, it's going to look like Lego, but then half of the other customs I've got that don't look like Lego from this far. But I love the hand-painted finish on it. And the fact that when it catches glare, the paint just doesn't glare. You can clearly see what's been painted where when it catches glare. So if I ever forget, I can see it. But I did want to do one more. I did want to do one more custom. And that's with the bonus set that came in this magazine. And that is the Imperial Commando. Now, I said about the different helmet. I think I'm going to leave some of the other 327. I like the fact that they look the same. But let's hop over to this tab, because if I type in Battlefront 2 327, then wait, was that a video of them? Oh, okay, awesome. And it's a short. Oh, beautiful. Shout out to Split Screen Star Wars. If they don't have all of the different, so we're looking assault, heavy, specialist is the sniper, and officer. If they don't have all of them, you got to head over and ask them to do more. But they give us 360s as well. So this is just like the assault. It's just the boring old regular one, the one that there are millions of on the battlefield. And yeah, that looks like the Lego minifigure. We've got, ignore the sword. It's missing the sword. Where's the katana? That looks like the Lego minifigure that we got, minus the karma. That seems to be Spot. Oh. Look at the helmet. Look at the helmet. The helmet is different. The helmet has a white stripe instead of yellow. Why is that? And this top bit, I mean, they don't paint the back of the helmet, so they don't color them, but that bit's dark gray as well, which I think is true on most clones. It's true on my clone up there. That's how I've done that one. Maybe that is true on most. So that's the assault. They might actually have all the clones, because this one is still the assault. But once this loads, this one will be... It's... Come on, drum roll, please. Oh, come. Oh, did I pause it? I paused it. Sorry, YouTube. I paused it. This is the heavy. Oh no, we've got to give this guy some boots. We've got to give him little booties. That would look so cool because that's what we've done on the Shock Trooper. Where are you? Here you are. That's what we've done for the Shock Trooper, giving him boots. And I've lost. Oh, okay. There we go. Hopefully you could. I've lost my own image. There we go. We've given them little boots, and they look so sick. So we've got to do that to the heavy. What else have we got? In terms of differences, the helmet has two like tan stripes, I guess. It's also, wait, is this all like darker, or is, I'm gonna assume it's yellow because yellow looks cool. Yellow belt, yellow boots because the inside of the thigh is white and the rest is covered by a karma. And also the toes are white as well. So yellow boots and a yellow visor. But again, white stripe in the middle. Hold on, do the 327th have a white stripe in the middle of their helmet? Because so far, a lot of these have a white stripe. Hey, you don't. You're not a 327th though. You look ARC Trooper. You don't look officer. Are you? You look like Bly. Is that where they've taken this officer from? Because we get the Lego version is just the regular minifigure with a viewfinder. That's what we get from Lego. You don't look anything. You actually look like, I was going to say the 13th Legion, the one from Jedi. You kind of don't know. And also there are so many more clones here. What's going on here? Okay, Specialist, you look way different too. You've got a white belt. I think what I'm going to do is give the heavy boots, give the officer some thighs, because this looks very Bly coded, especially with a helmet going around the back. So, what do we think? Do we do the yellow on the helmet as well? The thing is, if we do the yellow on the helmet and the stripe up the middle and the belt and the thighs, that is just Bly. That is straight. Is Bly a captain? Is Bly? Oh wait, we already had a Bly. We didn't. Bly clone. Advanced Recon Commando and Clone Trooper Officer. That's an ARC Trooper. I think Rex was an ARC Trooper, but Rex was a captain, Clone Trooper captain. So Bly is technically an officer. Bly is an ARC Trooper, but Bly is an officer, not a captain, and technically not a commander, a commando. But Bly is definitely commander. Yeah, look, commander. But Bly's an officer is a commander. Commander is the leading officer, typically. Yeah, commanding officer. There you go. A close working relationship. You can say that again. We remember Legends. We don't forget. So this is Bly, essentially. But Bly also has the Specialist. Yeah, maybe that's where the... Oh, we didn't get there yet. Maybe that's where the Specialist is nothing like Bly. So Bly is a commanding officer. If Bly is the officer, is this just a regular clone with a viewfinder? Is this not an officer? I always assumed this was an officer, but now I'm thinking it's not an officer. And just saying, we've got karmas on these guys. We've got karmas. We can take one of these off and have a little look at what Bly will look like with one of these guys. Let's not get rid of any of the printing now. The painting. There we are. Oh yeah, this completes the look, doesn't it? It's a bit light tan around the front. Could do with a bit more painting in there, but I think our paint's probably dried up for that color. That would be our Bly with the karma. This Bly's keeping this karma. You got to find your own buddy, because Bly is technically the officer. So I don't know what you are. You're not an officer. You're like the next in line. You're whatever an officer was before they were an officer. So move aside. Commander Bly is in town. And I think this specialist is close enough. I suppose white arms. White arms is what the specialist needs. Wait a sec. White arms. And there is like a little logo. I kind of want to get the logo so that it matches up to my 501st specialist, because that is the aim. To get all these different troops looking to be part of the same cause together. We've got a left arm and a right arm. Are you good? You not cracked? Oh, we've got two little cracks. So I'll find better arms. I mean, no cracks. You didn't see any cracks. No cracks on these figures. Not on these yellow arms, at least. We do need the hands. I didn't get those. I just got the arms. And this is the specialist. So this is the sniper. This is the one that sits back at a range and will just pick off those targets with white arms. Kind of looks cold, you know. That's trooper needs to warm up. No, it kind of looks good. I like it. We've got our officer Bly. The 501st officer, though, doesn't look anything like Captain Rex, or I suppose Captain Rex is a captain, which must be above a default officer. But then Bly's the commanding officer with Ayla Secura, which is what Rex is in the final season of Clone Wars. Oh, forgot the pauldron. Very important piece. And these all have pauldrons, don't they? I don't know which other troops we're going to be getting. So the specialist has white arms. Let's do it. Let's do all the details. And then in like 15 minutes, if we haven't finished, well, I'll force a move on to the commando, because I do want to paint up one of the commandos. I had a little look just before the stream. I searched for the Mandalorian Imperial Commandos, and some of them had dark red gear. I didn't see that. Captain is a kind of officer, like Admiral or General, Lieutenant. Yeah, I can see that now. Now that I've said it out loud, and now that I've seen it back, that makes perfect sense. But for some reason, I thought officer was its own like base of operate, which kind of can be. Like, I guess if you were a low-ranking officer and you want a Captain Admiral, you could, I suppose any of them could be referred to as an officer. And this is a line down here with a little play button. Okay, that looks nothing like what I wanted it to. Let's get rid of that. Be gone, yellow. This is going to be hard. Maybe we should have dark tanned this, which I think is, I mean, all these clones look very dark. It has to be said. Do we have any more dark tan? Oh, wait. We have more dark tan. I've just brought it back to life with a bit of yellow. Oh, yes. Yes. Let's go. And then we want a line and a play button. Line and a play button. We need more. We need more. There's a little line and no, we don't have enough to get. We don't have enough to get what we want. No. Oh wait, we do. Can I triangle it off? I think I've done it. That line. Yeah, you know what? I think it looks a bit more rounded, especially where we've done it right by the chest of that trooper. It looks a little too one-dimensionally rounded. There we go. So there's our little specialist insignia. All the clone trooper specialists have them. Just to get the 501st one, which does have a completely different torso design. You can see it has the 2 marks on the top right of the torso. That's what we could have gone with 2 lines. Maybe that is what we've done. 2 lines, but we've also got the pauldron covering them. And then this clone has like white everything else, and then just the stripe up the helmet. Like, do we whiten out the sides of the helmet? We've got to make it accurate now. In for a penny, in for a pound, as they say. Which bit haven't we used? I think one of these were white at the start. Maybe that's the other dark tan. Because we did go crazy with dark. I went crazy with dark tan. I accept full responsibility for going crazy with dark tan. And then this white, make sure we've... Oh, see that little hint of yellow that bled out there? Good thing we mixed that around before coming back to any of these clone troopers. The specialist, we just need to whiten up the sides of the helmet. Although this would have been easier out the way. That makes it easy, doesn't it? And you've just got the stripe up. Okay, we'll need to scratch that off the visor. Scratch that is such a... When talking about Lego, scratch that comes across like such a harsh term. I just mean rub it off very gently. A little bit more in here. And a little bit more in there as well. Okie-dokie. And that is... Oh, that is a wrap. It's a good thing that this black line sticks out, because it gives you a little lip to catch on. So there is our 327th clone specialist with the white stripe. I'm happy with how that looks based on the image in the top right. So we have our other officer, which now I'm feeling like is straight up lie. This... You were the reg, weren't you? You're good. You're the regular one. You're happy as anything, yeah. Lego really did well with that one. It's the heavy that needs boots. You're the officer. The heavy that needs boots. Potentially the white stripe. Oh, that was it. The white stripe at the top. First off, yellow visor. Where's my yellow? Never mind. First off, the white in the middle. And I don't want to dark tan it, because I like the yellow. This is the Yellow Legion. And Battlefront isn't canon, by the way. Battlefront is just really good. Definitely not canon. Oh, yellow belt. We need more yellow. Yellow. Oh, we got more yellow. Yes, I forgot about that. It's on the other side. It is on the other side. It is on, not that bit, this bit. This is the new yellow. And then if you part with your weapon for 1 second, please, sir. We've got, I'm going to do the yellow belt first, because I feel like I've thinned out where I've just dipped the paintbrush in water. It should be thin enough to go over the belt. And this isn't the whole, no, this is the whole way around now. So with Bly, the belt, oh, that might be a little, oh, no, it's good now. It's good now. Might have been a little too thick to start off with, but it got good real fast. Bly had white edges to the belt. This heavy has a yellow belt the whole way around. This is why I want to see more of the belts for the Star Wars figures. There's also no sort of bag to the side, which is a shame. I would have jumped at the opportunity to have placed another bag. Okay, I've got a bit carried away at the bottom there. Yeah, there we go. Just get rid of that yellow. So yellow belt, yellow boots as well. You are going to look so dapper with these yellow boots. Just you wait. I love a painted on boot. I would go as far to say, just because of like the amount of colors, I'm kind of over the gray leg with a black boot. I'm over it now, and I'm ready for some weird and wacky colors. I want white legs with yellow boots. You know what I mean? Just the craziest of colors. It gets real Lego looking if you add a yellow stripe under, and I did this with a red as well. I added a red stripe underneath. I know they've got white shoes on, but it looks so good in yellow because it is like they've printed. Oh, went a bit too crazy there. It's like they've printed on a yellow leg, which is the look we're going for. So good. And also, because Lego don't print on the lower legs, having some sort of color here does avert your eyes away from the empty space. Once you've seen some of the customs that do fill in these lower spaces, it's hard to ignore. There we are. There's the right boot. We might as well continue it around, and Lego door molded legs do go around the top of the legs as well. I don't think I've ever caught this process on camera. It's so calming. You just want to ride the top. You notice how I haven't gone back to that yellow paint. The first coat, you cannot afford to keep getting more paint, because if you get paint trapped in the back of these legs, the only way that's going is in. But for the side of the legs, yeah, you can go paint crazy. Just make sure you're not riding too high up. Otherwise, it'll start to look like you've just got a yellow leg. We could have gone a bit higher than that. But there you go. First coat of the yellow boots. Oh, this is heavy. Let me get a shot with... So we've got... Oh, I've rubbed off the white paint on the helmet. And we've got a yellow visor as well. Let me just go back in for that white. And then we'll get that visor painted. That'll do. That'll do. And just get rid of that smudge. There we go. So there's the white stripe in the middle, and then a little bit of yellow on the side of the visor. How am I going to hold you? I'm running out of points where I can hold this trooper. And we don't want to get any yellow paint on the helmet. We're definitely going to need a second coat for this. I could have used an orange visor. I'm trying to think of the colors. I have a lot more of these gray, so this is the one that I'll be painting the most. But I also have the star visor. Oh, I could have used the star visor. Yes. That's a decent first coat. The second coat is going to shine through a lot brighter yellow than this. But I'll do that off stream. I won't make you wait for that. Just so you can see what this clone's going to look like. Oh, oh, yes. And then I'll get the under visor as well. But this is what the heavy will look like with its bright yellow visor. Yellow as the boots are yellow. That's how yellow we're going to make them. Awesome. So you lot are done up here, aren't you? You are done. Officer, specialist, heavy. The assault, though. The assault with the white stripe. The assault with... No way is that what a 327... Oh, this is a beautiful image. No way is that what a 327 looks like. Revenge of the Sith. That's like a Battlefront 2 mistake, right? Yeah. They've actually got yellow on their helmets. There's a screenshot supposedly taken from Revenge of the Sith. Their yellow goes all the way up. They've got yellow on their helmets. Cool. That's all right. I'm happy with that. But Battlefront 2, maybe it was easier because that's proper 501st and 212. And, oh, Coruscant Guard's here. No, Coruscant Guard is the opposite. A lot of the legions, though, have the stripes go around rather than go right over it. So we'll say that's a Battlefront 2 mistake. You're a specialist. See, so Bly is an officer specialist combo. Maybe we should do an officer. Because if Bly is an officer specialist combo, what was the officer? What was special about the officer? That we could see them. There we are. So we've got the dark tan going up. So I've got white on the sides. Oh, now that's different. We've got yellow thighs. Should have thinned you out a bit. We've got yellow thighs with the white crotch. Yes. I am keeping it yellow. Trying to stay away from dark tan. So if that's dark tan, we'll keep the chest yellow as well. Bly does have the officer belt, which has the white edges. I also think Lego have the opportunity, like with Anakin's Clone Wars style. I cannot believe they didn't ignore the brown robes and go with the blue and the red, because it looks so much funner. And then we've got like the whole lower arm stitch we've kind of got under lock and key. What I'm going to do for the officer is add the yellow chin, but just go around the front. We should go around the back. If we're going around the front, we should go around the back, but I'll sit and think on it. What do you think? Round the front and the back, or just round the front? And how does just round the front look? That was so smooth, that one paint stroke that covered like, oh, beautiful. I'm going to go with, I shouldn't have done one more. Wait, that was beautiful. The fact that just one stroke covered that whole side. And then I did a third stroke and managed to get some yellow on the side. No, thank you. All right, you are an officer of the 327th. You are so yellow. Oh no, you've got some white. You got some white on the helmet. White on the helmet. And as with all legions, some of these colors will be swapped around and mix and matched. So they're not all going to look like this, but this is like the typical one. The default 327th officer. Which doesn't sound very default if they're an officer. Let's spin you back. Right to the end. Oh yes, we got the hang of this now. How many legions can we paint in 3 hours? The answer, I'll give you a hint, not a lot. Not as many as you think, because the more I do this, the more I get, well, as you can kind of see, there was nothing wrong with that. The more of a perfectionist I want to get with them, it's like, well, I've already done this on one. Now I can do it. Now I can make it better. This is getting so close to 13th Legion. And then the assault one right here. Which I think the assault one is good. I do think the assault one's good. I like how the officer has missed out on it. All right, another look at the specialist, which is similar to, oh, and they give us a little gameplay. Awesome. Awesome. If you're on your computer right now, head over here and comment from Master Mouldie's stream. Leave a comment. Split screen Star Wars 327 Star Wars Showcase. Do they have other? No, they say kind of. I think that's more clone customization in Zero Company, which is interesting itself. But I wonder if they have any more of these from Battlefront 2. We could use those for a custom, but we don't want to use them for a custom. We want to get up, not Bly, we want to get up the, not clone, Imperial Commandos from Star Wars. All right, first off, Star Wars, because I wonder if it's under images. First one that pops up. Look at this, dark red armor. What? Since when? This is the one that we used to, the Riot Shield Electro stuff. That's the one we got in the set. Hold on a second. We could, when was this? I missed this. I missed the dark red armor version and I love it. Imperial Armored Commando Officers. That fits with today's theme, such as SC-14, wore typical commando gear, accidented is an adjective that means damaged in a crash or having uneven, rough surface. often used in international or regional automotive content. Accidented. Wait, so that wasn't on purpose. The officers all just accidentally wore dark red. What? I love that for Star Wars lore, but what on earth? What do you mean they accidentally wore dark? They all show up to work one day thinking they've got all these different colors and they accidented wore dark red. Okay. Okay, fair enough. I'm going to see if I've got some black hands. The other guy has white, right? No, the other guy... Oh, because it's white gauntlets. White gauntlets. Gotta be a spelling error. It's gotta be. Either that or it's a... it's a syntax error. It's some sort of syntax error for sure. I've got a few black hands in here. Maybe we keep the white, though. Because I understand that with the gauntlets. I don't have a dark red... I don't have dark red hands. So maybe we paint the outside of the hands. Oh. Behind the scenes, the Commandos debuted in The Spies, the penultimate episode of the 3rd season. Imperial Armored Commandos, yes. While their capitalized name would come later through the Hot Toys. Like their toy name. The Imperial Armored Commandos. See, ARC Troopers is cool. IAX. I'm sorry, what's an IAX trooper? IAC trooper. Yes, the IAC trooper, the one we all know and love. The good thing most of these are dry because I keep touching helmets and parts that I've painted. So we've got a full squad of 327th. We've got Commander Bly, we've got an officer, we've got the assault class, we've got the heavy, we got the officer, and these are all pretty accurate. And we got the swordsman, which every squad needs a swordsman. Every squad needs a swordsman. And we've got the star visor one as well, which is my personal favorite. Now I want to get some dark red on one of these guys. All right, where's my dark red? We have got dangerously low dark red, but we have dangerously high red, which can be turned into a dangerous dark red. Not that it's explosive, but well, I hope not. I don't think it's explosive. Let's try and keep some of the colors together. Oh, okay, you don't need that much. Thank you. Haven't even cleaned you off from white, so don't brighten this red too much. We didn't have that much white to begin with. It looks quite bright. It dries darker, this one. So you see how this is the same color, front and back, but it looks a lot brighter because it dries quite a bit darker. And this trooper looks so cool. Yeah, this is such a cool, and it's an officer. So we only need one of the officers for this guy, right? Where? There. Sweet. So dark red on the ears, which is this, and it looks like it's dark red all over. So like this whole side bit, including that white, is dark red, but we gotta cover the grey without covering the white. Yeah, I don't remember seeing an off. Maybe because it was the battle. You know what it is? One of these probably flew out in the herd of them that ambushed the Mandos, and we probably didn't notice because I'm thinking of other times we've seen them when Mando was taking them down one at a time. I don't think there'd have been any officers standing guard there. The officers would have likely already fallen in battle or been preparing like other troops. But I don't think there were other troops at that point. They were the last of them. I am a little surprised none of them took up the mantle, like the last two weren't officers. Unless they were, and I completely missed that. I don't think they were. Oh, this guy's going to look so cool. Already, that side of the helmet. There's something about dark red and white. I've said that for Lego sets. There's something about the combination. It's very Republic. And it feels very Star Wars because it's very Republic. We love the Republic. We love democracy. And democracy says dark red and white is cool. And it is cool. Dark red, white, and grey is a good look, though. Because this is Imperial Remnant. Or at least wannabe Imperial Remnant. Not the true Imperial Remnant. That's Thrawn. That is Thrawn all over. But Gideon was cool. Gideon was a nice little distraction while we were waiting for Thrawn. Gideon was like the ads at the cinema, weren't he? Compared to the mess Thrawn's gonna cause. That's the real movie. Alright, there you are. Oh, I've rubbed off half of the other side. I gotta stop doing that. Thankfully, it's the outside, right? Please say the top is pretty cool. Just the outside. And I haven't done all the way down because it does look like it ends by the bottom of the helmet. So we've got the sides of the helmet. We've got the sides of the arms. Now, I don't paint the entire... I'm going to do like a almost dual molded effect arm. I'm going to go just shorter than a dual molded arm. I'm going to go down and around bottom half. But I don't paint the side that goes up against the torso. Unless it's like a custom I've created and the arm does something special. I don't paint around the arm. Or if the arm's going to stay sticking out. If this is someone that always has their arm forward, I might paint around the whole arm. But where it rubs against the torso, you don't want that paint rubbing off and yeah, getting on the torso. So I tend to paint only what you can see when the torso is down. So right now, it looks like it goes... Oh, it could go a bit further than that. Yeah, like that. But I haven't touched the torso at all. And then the way round again, you see it stops as it folds into the torso. And I said I'm going to paint the outside of the hand just on here because that's where the gauntlet goes to. I wanted to do this for Mando, paint the outside of the hand. I think I should leave the fingers free. Maybe get more of a middle. That feels so weird. Painting the outside of the hand. That's weird though. Oh, I don't like it. It feels so wrong. Like Lego were gonna jump out and tackle us at any moment, but oh, it looks so good. It feels so bad. It looks so good. Oh, it's a good one. I'm gonna do it to the other side as well. Lego, please do not judge us for this. Oh, that is so weird. I've never done that before. I did not plan to. I wanted to do it. That's me listening to my intrusive thoughts, and I'm happy I did because oh, it looks so good. It feels weird, and it still feels a little weird to have done that, but it's one of those things that now I'm happy I've done it. Not to bring up an old burning bridge, but you remember Mustafar? That was one of those things where I would never have chose for it to end the way it did and to do it the way it happened. But now that it's happened, I'm happy it did because we've learned from it. And that's also on the internet for other people to see and learn from. So, you know, hopefully others aren't making the same mistake. A little bit on the torso there. I'm not using my finger to get this paint. I'm using my now because my now can pick it up without smudging it and spreading it. But my finger's gonna smudge it and spread it. If you wondered why it's coming up so cleanly when I'm grabbing it, and if you were to try this at home, it would be a bit messy, shall we say. A little bit messy. That is my secret. Well, this looks so good. This looks so good. It might get a little on the top as well. Just because we went round to the middle of the hand. We got to get... Oh, look how good that looks. Oh, that is clean. That is clean. I can't believe I don't see more customs printing on hands. Because that is the thing with legs, or side of the torso. Side of the torso I'm not a fan of. I don't like that. That is the same reason I don't paint the insides of the arms. I guess it'd be inside of the arm printing. But the hands, I'm kind of digging that for this guy, for Mando as well. For Mando, it feels right. We don't get a look at the lower half of this guy. There is a whole page on him. They were in the encyclopedia, a few different, and that's where they were named. Behind the scenes, 4 Imperial Armored Commando captains. This Donnie's a captain. First appeared in chapter 23. 2 were killed by Paz during the episode, while the remaining 2 went on and perished at the hands of Din in the following episode. Oh, wow. So these are Imperial Armored Commando captains, which give us some boots or something. Oh, wait a second. The boots look like they're connected to the knee pads. Does that mean that the boots are red? This is how I imagine it. Republic Armored Clone Commando. They've got to have boots. All right, now they've got boots. Imperial Commando. I also want to get up an image of the Rebels one and see how close that is. If they have captains, I suppose the Imperials don't really do like colors and that sort of designation. Let's thin out this red, get a bit of water in there. If we can get it really thin, we can go over the knee without marking any of the... Oh, yes, it worked. We can go over the prints without covering any of the lines. All right, we're going to need like a stronger color for the actual boot itself. But whilst it's nice and weak, we can go over the shoes as well and give these guys some boots. Oh, okay, that's not as weak as I wanted it. Oh, okay, that was good. No, that was good. That was good. Yeah, that's good. All right, that's good. You can still see, you see that darker line at the bottom? That's not paint. That's the actual print coming through. And the tip of the brush is like the most watered down. I think we've picked up so much paint with the rest of the brush that it's like seeping through. There's a little something to the right, and I can't, like, it looks like it's part of the strap. There's a really good image here. It looks like it's part of the strap to it, but it is white. So I think we keep it white. We keep this one white and then just color in the rest of the boots. I guess we can keep the paint quite thin because it's doing quite a lot of lifting in terms of the color. There we go. Clear that a little bit. Perfect. Oh, this looks so good. This is awesome. All right, I might have to start lifting by the blaster here, which will be fun because I'm left-handed. If we can get this leg done, we should be all right for the other side. Go around the top. A little bit more, please. Said don't do this, and then I went and did it. Oh, at least we're only getting a little bit more. It's fun that the Remnant are bringing back colors for this, because Cody, oh, that'd be a fun one. Can we turn a 2/12 clone into Grey Cody? Because I think Cody has similar markings to the 2/12. Not really. He's missing a few, like the thigh. That'd be easier to go from a plain shiny clone. If you do make any clone troopers using shiny clones or any of the like, or try to replicate what we've done today, I'd love to see an image over in the community. We need more painted clone troopers and painted Lego figures. I know there is already some communities that paint figures. But we need more. Because customs are getting so pricey, whereas Lego minifigures are, you know, pricey anyway. We're looking at more for the customs. Most of these named characters, especially clones, are only going for like 20 odd quid. And then you look at a custom that's like £35. It doesn't really match the Lego style. And some of them are good. Some of them are definitely worth it. Some of them are worth a bit more. But Grandpa clones. Oh, if I could afford Grandpa clones, I don't think I'd buy another Lego clone. Because they've now, Grandpa Clones Customs have not picked up a figure. And I know there was a period just after lockdown where they were breaking because the Lego parts might not have been fresh off, you know, the newest production lines. But piece problems aside, oh, look, that's cleaning up nicely. The designs are really cool. They have got the Lego style down to a T. You can tell it's not Lego, but you can tell it's Lego inspired. They wanted to send us a blight to compare to our own. I'd happily accept. Right, a little bit more red on the... Oh, wrong one. That was the thick brush. Can you imagine going over that? Could have done that in one swoop. A little bit more red on this side, and we need the boots to be a little higher at the back. Yeah, that'll match. Sweet. Look at that. Look at that Imperial Commando captain slash officer. And there are apparently 4 of these guys. I only have 4 commandos. I got... Do I have more? Wait a sec. I have more. Because I got a battle pack originally, and that was split with a clone, I think. And then I got a second one in January when I got the clone battle pack. Or I got a second one at some point. I think I have like 6 of these guys now. Oh, wow. Yeah. You can see on this image, or in any of these images with Saxon, right, that he's got the 2 little pointy up things. And we don't have helmet holes in these helmets. Not to mention they don't have the Imperial base to them. They're kind of like commando helmets, though. Like a clone commando from the Clone Wars. Because they've got that bit at the bottom. They've got the visor, the way they've got the visor. Like, they're not perfect, but they've also got the ear things, the little ear bumps that stick out. If you whack this helmet on a clone trooper, it's not really a phase 2 clone trooper though, is it? It's more of, I tell you what it looks like. It looks like this torso. Different belt though. Different belt. What about a phase 1? No, again, different belt. Can't be a phase 1. Can't be an old phase 1. It really needs its own torso. And that's a torso that we just don't have. But I think this is the closest to a clone commando. If you whack this in among your clones, perhaps swapped out the arms to white and recolored a bit of the helmet, which is colored on the back. Oh, look at that. Is that backpack the right way around? Have I flipped that backpack upside down, or is that the right way around? Someone grab their commandos. Is that right? I don't know if that's the right way around. I don't know if there is a right way around, really. I think there's an intended way around, but whether it's right or not, different matter. Wow, I'm happy we got to build that commando though. So that's a captain slash officer. And what was the name of the guy that we built? Because they did have a name. They did have a name. There's one that was named in the book, so they didn't have a name in the actual show. NJP 350 jetpacks. I didn't mean to do it on the same one. Oh, it looks like this. Yeah, we did it the right way around. Did we do both of them the right way around? Yeah, totally. Let me just double check that this one's the... We did this one the wrong way around. Let's fix that up. You're the star of the show, buddy. But I think the other ones were easier to tell because, yeah, the logos on the Jet Troopers. I only had the final order Jet Troopers, but the logos matched the logos on the torso. So you could tell if that was the right way around. This one doesn't have those logos, but... Oh, no, it doesn't have a vent on the top. I thought it did have a vent on the top. Turns out it doesn't. NJP 350 jetpacks. Now, hang on a second. Who else uses those? And then commandos that held the rank of captain, such as 14, had red painted vambraces, dark red. Yeah, nice red. Leg armor Snap! It is the leg armor, not the knee armor, and red stripes on the side of their helmets. Snap! The commandos had better aim than the average trooper, included E11 blasters, yeah, long-barreled flamethrowers, jetpacks, whipcord, and a vibro knife in their right leg sheath. They have a right, I suppose it's on the outside of the right leg. Commandos that guarded the shield barriers were equipped with riot shields and electro riot batons, particularly the T4. Wow. That is something, but that's just a regular commando, right? That's nothing special. It's got a shield. Where did I put shields? Because, oh, no. They're in with clips and bars. That's where I put shields, right? Riot shields? Riot shields? No, they're not. Wait, I had the shields. No, I had the shields. All right, bear with me. I will find a shield. I know I've got it. What did I use a shield for? I used a shield not for the Mando. Oh, it'd be for the Sandcrawler, wouldn't it? Or something. Yeah, I used a shield. Should we steal a shield off the Sandcrawler? I definitely have another shield laying around, so I've just got to remember to return it before we continue to build Droid Tycoon. If I can get this bit off. Oh, and it's the right color. It's the right color shield that I wanted. It's gray because the commando itself, it looks black on screen, but it's dark gray. Oh, wait, you only need one of the shields, one of the riot shields in that. Well, the way I've built it, we've mixed it around a little bit, but we've got a 2x4, I think. Oh no, the shields are 2x3. So that works. And then we've got a baton instead of whatever they're holding. Always best, and I know I've just flipped a riot shield, which is the exact same way, no matter which way you face it, but it is always best to turn it so that it's pointed inwards. And if you wanted to push the boat out with this one, you could probably get some corner 1x1s and get it real snazzy. The quarter circles, one of these on every corner to get the same design, because that's what's nice about the Clone Wars ones. They don't have to be printed. They can just be bricks on the corners, and we don't have the window. There is a white one I've got with a window from the Space CMF, but that's in white, not great. And this is definitely not a white riot shield. Let me just auto focus again now that we've stopped painting. So there's the riot shield. Pretty cool. And then the baton, I'm going to keep the hand. No, we want the hand to be upside down because we don't want it to be pressing up into the arm. And there is a perfect element for this, which is right up above what we were just playing with. And it's the West Star pistol. So if we've got the West Star pistol, I think actually the arm could go that way because it's got a little trigger. I think we need a hilt and then some purple studs, because I automatically go towards the triangles that Lego used, and we can see the triangles. I think we don't have purple. Oh, wait, is that purple? Don't have a lot of purple studs. I do have some pink studs though. Oh, and blue studs, what we used for Black Widow. So I think pink studs could represent pretty nicely the little electroshock thing. Maybe we don't even need a hilt. Maybe we just fake out a hilt with some black studs. But I think a hilt looks better. And then some studs at the end of it. Because a hilt's thinner. Yes, that's the look we're going for. So we've got these handles. I'm going to grab a black hilt, just a regular black hilt, and put it on the back end. And we've got to put this round the right way. We've got to put it round the right way. So we've got this baton, and then pink, black, pink on the end to make it look like it's shocking, rather than the cone, which is just like a single cone of electricity. This is a proper baton, and we're trying to keep it up to a lightsaber's length, I suppose. See how the trigger keeps it from poking into the elbow, so we're able to have the hand the right way around. And now we've got another variant of this guy. I think even this hand can go the right way around if we want the shield to go outwards. Yeah. So that you can see more of the baton. And they do have the baton poked out to the side. So this is the stance. This is the stance they've got in that image. That baton looks awesome. So we've just built that using the fire spray pistol, the hilt, the few studs we packed on the end. If you don't have this many studs, you can grab yourself one of those cones in pink, in purple. I'm kind of addicted to pink now we've used it. This is more classic Lego. If you've got any older figures, or if you want any like your battle droids, I suppose, this is a simple take on it. But I'd recommend going with the studs. Yeah, it just looks a bit more powerful, doesn't it? And this should be about the length of the lightsaber. Because a lot of the times these don't come face to face with... I think Mando uses his... No, does he have his spear? I don't think he has his spear. So I don't think he's using his spear. But if he was, then it would be lightsaber length. And this is about lightsaber length. It's nearly exactly lightsaber length. So it's a fun one. I kind of want to add that to my lightsaber collection now, but we've got our two different troopers. Would the officer have that sort of weapon? Because that looks like a Westar pistol, which it's not. It's not. What did they say? Like E11s. So the E11 is the battle droid. No, the stormtrooper. Oh, I can't remember blasters. Thank you. Thank you. It does look great. The E11 is the battle droid, right? E11 was only created during the Imperial era. It's the typical stormtrooper blaster, so this blaster does work. The EF11D blaster is slightly bigger, was used by Neo-Imperial forces, so that's not one they'll want to flaunt around, I guess. It's like a rip-off E11. And then the light repeating blaster is similar to Han's in terms of make, simply the SE14 by Blastech. And it's more of a rebel gun as well. But, oh, long barrel blaster pistol as a backup. This is what we've seen in this image. It's the blaster pistol. I think I clicked it. It's the long barreled blaster pistol we see. There you go. Long-barreled blaster pistol. We want ours to have just the Actually, it looks cooler with a pistol. They do look cooler with a pistol. I'm going to give them one of those. Or, what about... No. Yes. Well, long-barreled, right, is a long-barreled blaster pistol, a pistol with a candlestick on the end. Because that's what we do for a long-barreled like sniper that's even longer than a default sniper. We add a candlestick to the end and make it long-barreled. So I think that's the weapon of choice for our officer slash officer slash whatever the other thing was that wasn't an officer. But I think that'll be all. The custard. Oh, let's not get black. We just want a little bit more red to touch up the toes and get a little bit on the bottom there. Make sure that it's not looking too streaky, not looking too patchy. We don't want any patchies here. We want this to look as clean as can be. Yeah, we've done a good job. It was just the toe on the right leg. Just a recap for anyone that has joined us towards the end. We've got the... Let me show you on the main cam. You deserve the main cam, chap. We've got the Corellian Hound. This was the first one we created. Oh, this is gorgeous. I absolutely love that. And we've got two of those. This guy's got the closed mouth with the teeth going, "Arr," with the gritted teeth. And this one's going, "Ah, ah," with the open mouth, which I'm happy I covered my face for that. Then we moved on to Bly, which is, I think Bly's it's between Bly and the Commando Officer. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you. Bly is quite good. I think Bly had a bit more work done, which is why Bly is sneaking, like that helmet. The fact that that helmet is 360 is just so cool. Love that. And then we've got our 327 from Battlefront. Now, the Assault does have the movie accurate. This is Revenge of the Sith accurate Assault Trooper rather than Battlefront 2 because the yellow looks pretty cool. The Heavy, though, the Heavy with the boots. Oh, those boots are awesome. The boots with the white toes as well. We don't have any more. Oh, wait, do we have yellow? Is that, yeah, that's red. Is there some more yellow? Oh, there is a bit more yellow. So we get a bit more paint on that visor and you can see just how bright. You know what? It might even need a third coat to get it as bright as I want it. Oh no, the top only needs a second coat. But the sides, yeah, the sides might need a third coat. Because it's a lot brighter than it was. We want to go brighter. I might even add a brighter yellow over the top. But there we go. There's the visor for the Heavy. Actually, that looks really good on camera. And then I've just got to color the underside, let that dry. But that is a pretty cool Heavy. The guns are doing a lot of the heavy lifting for customs. They are lifting these figures in a non-literal sense. Actually, some of them. The Heavy right now is held up by its gun, by it resting on the side. We've got the Officer, the non-Bly Officer, which looks pretty good. Imagine doing like a re-edit of Revenge of the Sith with some of these more detailed clones. Like the Specialist, which it definitely stands out, but is easier to camouflage in it. That one's pretty cool. I like the clean look of it and how different they look. It's similar with the 501st. The Jet Trooper had the blue arms, and that looks cool. And then we got the Swordsman, which, yeah, this one gets the Starry Visor, I guess. We'll give you the Starry Visor as you were part of the bunch. We got the Special Riot Commando from Mando, and that's to go alongside. I've already got a handful of regs, so they needed an officer, and we painted up an Imperial Commando Officer, which, oh boy, that is as good as Bly. That is as good as Bly. Yes. Maybe a communications officer with the antenna. Love that. Yes, as long as they're communicating with a mouse droid that can pass the information on to another communications officer to tell someone that is, and maybe flip a torso somewhere in that. That is fun. Little game of mouse chase, I guess, in the literal sense. But that will be all for today's stream. Now, I'm going to double check. I haven't scheduled the stream for tomorrow yet because I want to make sure it goes up. But channel members, we're going to be continuing Guardians of the Galaxy. I cannot wait for that. Again, this might be our penultimate stream. I thought we would have so much longer to play this. And then we're going to move on to the second Matanui game that continues where we left off on the first one, which we played beforehand. What we're going to play after that, no idea yet. But what is it? It's coming up to September. If we finish Matanui in a few streams, maybe we'll get a bit of Ewok hunting. Although I feel like that shouldn't be a members-only stream. I might open that one up. But that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed the customs. It was a ton of fun painting. Batman. Oh, Arkham. Yes. Ewok Stream Public, Arkham for members. You can bet on it. That's a good idea. But until next time, thank you all so much for watching. May the bricks be with you always.